Hello?
Yep. Hello.
So you can hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if I should use headphones. If the microphone's too cheap or some shit, and just go through my computer or not. So you have to tell me what it sounds like on your end.
It sounds good.
Okay, works for me.
I always got the light behind her.
You know, my lighting in my apartment just blows, okay? Let me turn around.
Rachel's got good lighting this time.
Is this better?
That's great. I mean, we can't see your head, but it's better.
I think this is the first time I've seen Rachel, like...
In real life?
Since Badger 100 at her freaking aid station or some shit. For a long time.
Hi, Dustin.
Hey, what you doing, Holly? I am PTing the shit out of myself. Everything
Me too.
from rolling to, I don't know, all kinds of crazy shit.
Because of your hip?
That whatever the hell I did to my hamstring when I did that 9/11 run on the treadmill bullshit or whatever. So
That's because it was on the treadmill.
yeah.
All right, let me do my
bullshit right there.
Let me play the intro and try not to talk during the music just because then they can't hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Do we want to hear you?
Yes.
No.
I can hear the music.
New music. What music is that?
It's the long run music, isn't it?
10 jump miles. 10 miles.
Was on one of these the other day for that fucking what do you call it, the quarantine backyard thing? And
Yeah.
Zoom was 900 people. There's
Oh,
like
God.
28 pages of Zoom.
My computer would break.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to 10 Junk Miles. I'm Scott Coomer with hosts Adam Bankers,
Oh,
Rachel Engel,
Hi.
Holly Lindroth,
Little hands.
and this episode is brought to you by our friends at
It's more people.
Holly, Adam, Rachel. Well, he's a guest.
Oh, okay.
We don't talk.
Rachel, is this your first podcast?
Let's pretend like we've done this
I
before.
didn't hear you say Adam. I thought you just said Holly and Rachel. And I was like, wait, there's more people here.
Yeah, I don't have the recorder going, so I can't reset it here.
Well, you could. You're the boss.
I could start the whole thing over again.
No.
it's only episode 100, whatever. We know what we're doing.
All right, so this is wait a minute, right? All right, so this is a runner's podcast. Generally, it's not kind of weird, but we're on Zoom. And so during the quarantine, as Adam has coined the term, we're going to be doing these shows on the Zoom. The problem with Zoom, and I listened to the last one, is that the volume cuts out when someone talks over someone. So it becomes difficult, and I think now more than ever, because we're remote, we don't know what it's, we're not like listening to it, Usually you're like have headphones and you're in a studio. Now you're just talking to screen, so you don't get the whole picture either. So he's got headphones on, so that'll help. Now it's all, I have some too.
Should I put them on?
No, it's not going to help. It's going to be quieter. Anyway, so we talk about running. We talk about running related things. And it's not just about ultras. We have other show formats for people that have been listening. We have the long run, which are one-on-one deep discussions. We have the gang shows, and then we also have these Meet the Nation that's being put up every day. And I think people that are just not really into the podcast, but a little bit, are just totally fucking irritated right now because their feed is getting shot. All these things are getting shot at them. We also have some training. We have another training episode coming out tomorrow. About Leadville training. So that's what the show is. And then we also, we have a store where we're selling gear at 10junkmiles.com. And we'll talk about some other ways that you can help out the show later on. So with that in mind, let's go around the room and say what we've been doing in terms of our running over the last week or so. Holly.
I did 40 miles last week. Lots of 1 hour segment times. Cause I mean, I know we can be outside. I just still feel weird. Like, I don't know if I'm being wrong in being out there for more than an hour. I don't know. I get weird about it in my head. This week is not going so well though. I fell on Sunday and I skinned my knees and my hands.
Your little hands.
My little hands, and then I fell like belly first on my pubic bone, and that hurts.
Ow.
You bruised
No.
it.
No, and now I have like a little bit of plantar fascia flare up. I'm kind of a hot mess this week, so we'll see what this weekend has entail for me. I'm not really sure what it'll do. But up until Sunday, my running has been okay. I don't know what else you want me to say about it.
That's it. Just, how your running's been and how many
Yeah.
miles.
I'm just
Rachel?
kind of
What was your longest run?
I did 2 10Ks back to back. So like I went out for 6.5, then I came back in, and then I went back out for like another 7. I tried to treat it like an aid station, like, less than 5 minutes in and out, but
Yeah, so
I call that Adam's mom.
hey, I don't know. And I'm running like by my house, and I just get really bored about it, and I just get like stupid, and it's like, is this even worth it right now?
Yeah.
No. And then I just say no and I go back inside.
All right, Rachel.
Hi. So I've just been running like 2.5 to 6 miles, mostly with the dog, sometimes with Imogen. The thing about living in a high rise though is that like every time I leave my house, I'm exposing myself to germs because
Yeah.
to take the elevator down to the first floor, go out the doors, it's like there's like 300 people in my building. So I have to make this choice. Like I'm doing this, assessing the risk. Like I think our whole family would go nuts if we didn't exercise. But yet, like, how many times do I want to go out? How many times do I want to touch those surfaces? Like, I think I take my dog out once a day, and I take him out to go to the bathroom more than one time a day, but I take him out to run once a day. I take my daughter out to run once a day, just so we all stay sane. And then anything more than that, no. But I've been doing these awesome home workouts that Cassie Kachi, is that her name?
Kotke?
Kachi? Yeah, she gave me 3 workouts to do that I've been doing every other day, and then with a little bit of yoga in between. And I'm starting to feel like I'm getting stronger and starting to build some muscle. So I'm actually really excited about that because it's part of my fitness that I've ignored forever. Like,
well, let's talk a little bit about that. So what did you do, and what did you sign up for? So Cassie is also going to be the long run episode this weekend too, so people can learn a lot about her.
Yeah.
My thing's so dark.
Your face
So
is dark.
I have no equipment in my house. So all of the workouts she's given me are all body weight workouts. So I don't use any props, no
Is she
dumbbell.
like personally training you, or did you sign up for a group course, or what's going on?
I just sent her a message and said, hey, I don't know what to do, so give me some exercises to do. So she said,
kind of a shitty business plan for her, like.
Right?
So I she gave me 3 days worth of exercises, and it was $75, and like pretty good rate for personal trainer, and basically sent me videos of these exercises, how many repetitions I should be doing, and like how many sets. So it's comprehensive workout for 3 days a week. And I've been super happy with it. It's been great. Like it kicks my ass. but I haven't hurt myself, which is exactly what I'm looking for.
And are you training for anything right now?
No, I'm just training to be like in wickedly good shape when I can finally find something to train for and go for it when this whole thing is over.
Bunker survival.
Yeah.
Adam?
I ran like 85 miles last week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Should have a drop for that. The
Ah.
problem is I can't play the drops. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So I, on a whim last week, decided that I would sign up for this peak performance quarantine backyard ultra that was on Saturday.
Can we side note on that?
Yeah.
First, Adam told us all how here this thing is and how stupid it was.
Yeah, totally.
In 2 hours, he came in and said, just so you know, I signed up for this thing.
Yeah.
And no one judged him for that. No one judged him.
No, you guys didn't. That was really nice of you. I
what people
totally
do.
expected to be judged, so I was like kind of waiting for it, but it never happened.
It's all stupid at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I just felt like I don't know. I had zero expectations. I didn't know if I'd run 4 miles or fucking 200 or whatever. I don't know. I just wanted to be part of it.
All right, so give us we're going to make this segment longer than usual. Set us up. Like, what did you have to do? What was the setup? What are the rules? You know, walk us through it.
Standard backyard ultra. You had to be within your own personal starting corral on the Zoom conference call. So there was like 2,500 people, and they had like 3 or 4 separate conference calls going because Zoom can only do like 999 people per call. And so I was in a group of like 1,000 people or whatever on my Zoom call. And you just had to be in your starting corral and then show your watch or a picture of your treadmill if you ran on the treadmill, that you did your loop. And you just, every hour on the hour, you had to be on the treadmill going or leaving your corral, like, which I created, like, yeah, just you just walk, go like this. Oh, there's my loop, you know, and then go eat, drink, and get ready for the next hour. I mean, it was pretty simple. It was nice. I mean, I was at home, could run with your kid, or I mean, Mackenzie ran like 30 freaking miles with me.
That's insane.
That was her longest run by like 20 miles.
How did she feel?
Her foot hurts. Poor kid. But she's good. Like 2 days later, she wasn't sore.
She's like 17. She's made of rubber, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. Yep. So
Cool.
It was fun though. I mean, it was fun to like hang out, watch it.
Did your coach approve?
I didn't tell her beforehand. I didn't. I emailed her the day after, but she was all right with it. So
It's always better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. I hear.
oh, right. Yeah, totally. Yep. So I mean, it's all slow miles. So I only did like 58. I quit. I was going through my brain and I'm like, okay, if I quit at 58, it's like 1 lap short of 100K, right? But I thought, well, then if I make it to 100K, then a whole bunch of people will drop out. So I got to do 1 more lap after that, right?
Yeah.
Because then I beat all these people. But then you're like almost at 70. So then you're like wrapped up in it, right? And you're fucked. You're like going to go until you die. So I decided to stop at like a weird number, like 58, because I didn't want to go all night and all the next day. And, you know, so if I could, you know, I mean, it just felt really good still. So
Nice. Did you get bored?
well, Mackenzie ran 30 miles with me. So, I mean, she ran like 7 out of the 14 loops. So
Wow.
Were
Yeah.
pacers allowed in this?
what's that?
Are you allowed to have a pacer?
I don't know. I think a lot of people did. You know, a lot of people had their kid bike with them or whatever, you know. I mean, I don't think it really mattered unless you were maybe in the last few people, but
Former guests, my friend and guy that I've run on 2 different continents with, Mike Wardy, and ended up winning.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
I mean,
man is a beast.
he is amazing. Like, he ran the last loop, which he knew he was a solo at that point. He ran the last 4.17 miles in 31 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
At mile 260 something. It's crazy.
He also ran like a 5-minute something mile the next day.
Yeah.
I
Rubber.
I feel like this was the event that Mike Wardian was meant for.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But then there was some controversy too. Adam, can you explain all that controversy to us? Because I didn't bother to read all that stuff.
So there was one runner. The last 2 runners were Mike Wardian here in the U.S., and the other runner was Radek Brunner, and he's in Czechoslovakia. or is it Czech Republic now?
Yeah.
So what happened to him is he's standing on his treadmill and he's waiting for the bell to ring and so on and so forth. And his computer glitched, or the Zoom glitch. He stayed there for like 2 minutes waiting for it to start, but his computer basically just didn't update. So then he wanted to start. He was ready to go, and they disqualified him because he stood there for like 2 minutes. They basically said, you have 15 seconds to leave your starting corral or start your treadmill. And after 2 minutes, they were kind of forced to end it. It's kind of a shitty way to go, but
Yeah.
it was 100% within the rules. It's just tough, after so many laps. So I think they're lap 63. So.
Oh God.
He wrote something up on Facebook today that he wanted to keep going, but he understands that they followed the rules too. So. So it's tough. I mean, I guess from my perspective, after participating in the event, like it's my responsibility to know the time. Okay, whether my computer is going or not, whatever, it's my responsibility to just go. You should know that. I think part of the event, especially after 63 hours being awake, that's part of the challenge. You've been awake for 63 hours. Your brain maybe isn't operating correctly. If you don't have a crew telling you, hey, you got to go or start your treadmill or whatever, I mean, that's part of the challenge of the race, is that it's sleep deprivation. So it's tough,
It sucks that it was like that hour.
Yeah, it totally sucks.
Like it couldn't have been hour 31 or.
Right.
Well,
yeah. And the record is like 68 laps, I think. So they were getting close to the all-time record in that type of event. So it would have been cool to see if obviously it seems like Mike Wardian could have gone for 72 days, but
yeah.
I mean, he didn't even sleep at all. He didn't take any 2-minute naps or anything. He just kept going.
Naps are overrated.
See, that makes me feel like a pussy, the fact that I can't even get like more than double digits around my fucking apartment.
That was part of the coolness about being a part of the event. You just felt like you were part of the community, and it was really cool that way. Like everybody was pulling for everybody, and people were upset that he got disqualified because everybody was pulling for everybody, and it was like, it was really cool that, we're all living in our friggin' houses for a month now, and we got to like participate in something that was bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well, I did 31.5 miles. I think I did like 6s and 7s mostly. Same thing as Holly.
Yeah. Scott would message me and be like, how many miles did you do? And I'd be like, 6.2. He's like, okay, now I know how far I have to go.
Although that really only happened once. And on the coaching call, we get into it. Me and Liza talk about that to some great length. And although it probably sounds, the people that I've talked to, there's some people that are really going out and running more. There's some people that are doing crazy, stupid shit. Not like Adams. Adams is like 50% crazy, stupid. Not like, I'm talking like, I'm going to run around my backyard, or Mike in the fucking apartment, like I'm going to go on the treadmill for 3 days, whatever, like there's some crazy shit going on. And then there's some people that aren't running at all. And then I think that I'm like one level above not running at all. I think I feel good. I'm glad I'm running. I'm glad I did it. But somewhere between an hour and an hour and a half, I just kind of feel like it's not important enough for me to continue. I start thinking about like what's going on at home, and I start thinking about, finances and work and what's going on in the news, or, like all the things start running through my head. And then I just say, you know what, right now, this isn't that important, and I quit. But I'm aspiring to do more. And like, she's even putting in my schedule, like 6 to 14, like, don't be hard on yourself if you quit, but we're trying to get, I think one of these days I'm going to have a run where I'm just going to keep going and I'm going to feel really good. The other thing that's been happening that we talked about is that because I've been eating well and losing weight, I'm getting faster and I'm running too fast. So like, whereas before I would run like between 10 and 11 or 12-minute miles, now I'm like looking down and I'm running like 9-minute mile. And then I got to take a break for a second because I'm like going too fast. Like I'm trying to figure out how to run as fast as like like how to sustain it, at a different weight, which is weird. But I've been eating really well, and so that's been good. So, and
You
then
look
this,
a little thinner.
I just shaved.
Holly, are you getting beer? Holly,
I
are
was
you
just
getting
gonna
beer?
say, Holly, you get a beer?
Holly's drinking. Rachel's drinking. Last show, Adam had not drank in a long time, but today it looks like that's.
So what do we have today? Everyone hold up their beers. I'm drinking Modelo. You've got
It's Island Citrus Ale from Isla Morada. With down, I'm drinking in because Keys got canceled or whatever, so I've been trying to drink a lot of Florida type beer.
Holly, what are you drinking?
I got hazy little thing hazy IPA. I don't know.
Sierra Nevada.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's good. I like it.
Adam, no drinks.
I just have it's an IPA. I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
fuck.
Holly just spilled a beer.
I'm drinking watermelon. You can.
Nice.
Oh, that one's
We had
good.
a discussion about watermelon.
I don't like watermelon.
Which is crazy.
And Adam like watermelon?
I like watermelon. Yeah, I like watermelon. Not all the time, but like
What
when
do
it's
you
hot
not
out.
like that caused us to talk about this?
Yeah, we talked about it this week in chat.
We were
You don't
talking
like
about-
something that everybody likes. Oh, marshmallows.
Yeah, I don't like marshmallows.
No one's
He doesn't
how do you
like
not
them.
like marshmallows?
Yeah, I don't like marshmallows.
All right.
Like when I go camping, what I do is I make a s'more, but what I do is I take the graham cracker and I put it on a long spatula and I put peanut butter on it.
What the fuck?
And I melt the peanut butter and then I put the chocolate on it and then I like I don't use the marshmallow.
What the fuck?
Right,
The whole point of a campfire is to get your marshmallow perfect so you can eat it.
No, I don't like them. They're fucking horse hooves, for Christ's sake.
You know what I do when I go camping? Have sex with Adam's mom. Okay, let's go around the room. I was watermelon. He's marshmallow. What is the thing you don't like to eat that everybody goes, how could you not like that, Rachel?
I eat everything. I'm a dumpster. I'm a human dumpster. There's nothing I don't like. I was gonna say about watermelon is that I only like I don't like anything watermelon flavored. I only like watermelon when it's super hot out and
Yeah.
the watermelon is very fresh. But in that
Agreed.
instance, it is marvelous. But in every other instance, it's terrible. And I don't think any other foods like
but
that.
your melon's got to be cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
yeah.
warm or
And
room
very
temperature.
fresh.
It needs to be
Like
cold.
it has to be just chopped off the vine and then chopped up right in that instant. If it's sitting in a bowl for like more than an hour,
Chopping up the melons.
Holly, is there something you don't like that people are like, what?
No, because I eat it all. I'm like
Dustin?
Rachel.
What about you?
Kiwis. Unfortunately, I can't eat kiwis. Make my epiglottis swell up. So
You know,
Where's your epiglottis?
Yeah, what the fuck's an epiglottis?
It's
And
the
why
thing. It's the thing that keeps your food from coming
Between-
back up.
between your trachea and your freaking
It's a-
esophagus.
This has turned into anatomy.
And all I know is that it almost affected my breathing. And I was on a freaking Navy ship in the middle of like the freaking Mediterranean, and I was like, oh fuck, like what the hell's going on? And to this day, I'm
You know, pineapple makes my tongue like tingle funny.
That's
like
a
that.
thing.
That's what Scott's
Probably.
does to me.
No, when I took my
That's what Scott's
23
mom does to you.
when I took my 23andMe, that was one of the things they talked about is whether or not pineapple caused your tongue to be weird. So,
Really? It's like
yeah,
a genetic
that's
thing?
a thing.
It's a protein in the pineapple that like digests your mouth. But I just thought it was the same for everybody. I didn't think it was like genetic that some people felt it and some people didn't.
Does your pee smell funny when you eat asparagus?
That's another thing that's on that 23andMe too.
My pee smells so bad when I eat asparagus. I cannot eat asparagus.
Rachel just went straight up expert on pineapple proteins.
Does Rachel know?
Does Rachel really know this?
Pineapple proteins for how many points? 500. All right, and then we have a guest today. Again, Dustin, second time, Dustin Canestorp.
Canestorp.
Yeah.
Or Delta Cane. Delta Cane, baby. Trail name. That's my trail name.
They're the one thing that I was going to say is they're talking on Slack about a game that this one group is playing where they're trying to get who can get the most famous person to join their Zoom. Like just invite random famous people, like on Facebook. It's like, can you come join our Zoom? So that'd be fun. Anyway,
No, I do
Dustin
feel
is-
special
Yeah,
today.
for one of our episodes.
I feel special because
excited to do
Rachel's here this episode because last episode Rachel wasn't there.
Sorry.
Do you know
sit
why
on
you
the
should feel
couch.
special, Dustin? Is because we could get anyone on Zoom, and we pick you.
Trying to represent and everything, and I got
Got the
eat shit.
shirt
You know
on.
what I mean? You know
All
how
right.
much I love this fucking shirt though, man? Because like nobody gets it, and everybody looks at it, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?"
I don't even get it. Nobody gets it.
I love it. Fucking love it.
Not sure.
It's my favorite shirt.
For
I
sure.
love it.
He's wearing the for
shirt.
the people that are only listening to the audio. He's wearing the Russian intervention.
That was the conclusion.
Collusion. Russian collusion.
Collusion.
Yeah.
The Putin bonk line call shirt.
Boy, we totally forgot about that problem, didn't we? Nobody gets it.
Isn't Russia sending us stuff now? Isn't Russia sending us like stuff to help us now?
Yeah, it's called more viruses and shit. So.
Well, you know what's interesting to me? If you're watching the virus ticker, America, 462, 135. We're like 500,000 cases. Russia, 10,000.
Yeah, and China new cases every day 0.
How's
How's that
Russia
even
got?
possible?
Russia's got 10,000 cases. That's it. They have as many as Chicago
Because they're already always on house arrest.
because they're fucking dicks. That's why.
North Korea's cases I think are binary.
What does that mean?
They have
Like
one,
one.
and then they shoot them, and then they have 0 again.
That's how you keep it low.
It's terrible.
All right.
Right.
The reason why Dustin is here, other than the fact that he's interesting and he's
And good looking.
a great athlete,
A great
served his country
athlete.
diligently, former Marine, right?
Eats crayons. Yeah.
He,
Are you a former Marine or are you always a Marine? Like even when you retired? Are you just
No,
a
you're
Marine?
technically always a Marine. You never say former Marine or whatever, but
Yeah,
that's the reason why Holly's on my shit list and you're on my shit list and talking about me pissing my pants and fucking Marines and all this other shit. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
all you up.
that was like a whole thing right there.
Nah, it was like a couple episodes ago because I was, I'm going through not the back catalog. It isn't that far back, but I always listen to the gang shows before I listen to the long run. So
All right, so we're all on your shit list, and you're not a former Marine. But the reason why you're here is because we have exciting breaking news that 10 Junk Miles is now collaborating with Dustin on a huge race, which I think is going to be cool and timely. And Dustin's going to explain everything about it to us now.
awesome. So a couple years ago, I was out by Fayetteville, actually Southern Pines, which is on the other side of Fort Bragg. And a good friend of mine, Tom Hurd, he had a small ultra running series called Spur Southern Pines Ultra Race Series or something like that. And visiting was this other Army, Special Forces or whatever, Of course, the joke is, oh, Special Forces, everybody's Special Forces, And of course, there's the inner sister service rivalry aside. The guy was pretty quiet and all that, but I noticed he had a belt buckle, and it was Olmsted. And this is before I even got into ultra racing or whatever. And so those two, because they're both Army, were kind of like picking on me because it's a Marine thing. We're just kind of busting balls. And I said, oh, big fucking deal. So you could do a 100-mile race. I said, what really matters is sustainment, just like in combat. Can you day after day after day repeat and everything else like that? And basically in that living room, the gauntlet was thrown down. A bet was thrown down that could I or anyone, and I said, not only do I think anyone, I said, I will frickin' do it to prove it. And up to this point, I've run marathons and stuff like that, but not having done a 50K or anything like that. And basically it's called the Centurion Challenge. And it's 10 races. You got 365 days to do it. But basically you're running every distance from a 5K up to a 100-miler. So you're doing a 5K, 10K, 10-miler, the half marathon, the 25K, on and on and on. You can determine what order you want to do it in. You can also run longer races to substitute for shorter races. Like, for instance, let's say you ran 2 marathons. You could use one of those marathons and substitute it for your 25K. You just take your average then and figure out your pace per mile to get your time. So then you take all your times from all 10 races, you add them together, plus you look at a calendar and you figure out what was the first day that you started your first race and what's the last day you finished your last race. So if it's like a 100-miler, chances are you finish the next day. And so we record two different things on Ultra Sign Up, we only record the time, but on the website, we record how many days you did it in. So some people go for days, how quickly they can do the challenge in. Some people go for cumulative time. But I do, for the record, still hold the shortest time. So I'm just going to say that much. But it kind of just went from there, and like a jackass pushing my body, because basically I went from a 50K to a 100-miler in 4 months. And Yeti was my first 100-miler. And then I did the Double Dog 100K in December to finish off my last race. And that's where I tore my meniscus. And to this day, I still have that damn torn meniscus. So, yeah.
So a couple things that we're going to change about this year is that you can do it virtually. So that's going to add a wrinkle just for people that can't necessarily do a race. And then we're going to try to get some sort of an interactive chart spreadsheet type thing. And we're going to ask that people submit their result within 24 hours of completing their result. Because then my idea is that then people can be watching the board and the developments that happen along the way. But we haven't done that. We haven't made that spreadsheet yet. But what we do is we've made it live on Ultra Sign Up, right?
Yep. And then
sign up now.
And the website's centurionchallenge.run, not .com, but run as in RUN. So just that's one thing. Then there's a Facebook event listing, and I do want to throw out there that all the proceeds go to charity with the Bravo Alpha initiative. And then with those proceeds, like we support a lot of veterans and first responders. And one of the things we do is like with Band of Runners Trail Camp. I mean, there's one thing to bring awareness about veteran and first responder suicide, but there's a whole nother thing about being proactive and trying to stop some of that. And I think Band of Runners and like Knowles that does the help do the winds course and stuff like that out in Wyoming, they're doing that. They're helping guys and gals get the tools necessary to deal with their demons in a more constructive way.
We like to help the veterans here.
Yeah, we love the veterans.
We like America.
America.
So everybody's a winner in this. And as an added bonus, participating this year in the challenge are Adam Benkers, Holly Littlehands, Rachel Engel, Scotty Coomer, and Dustin Piss Up a Rope Canestorp.
Yeah, I really don't want to do it, to be honest with you, because many people always email me back and say, you know what, it was a little bit tougher than I thought it would be, because it's about maintaining your body. And
But it said about your mom.
You've done it twice now, right? You've already done it twice, right?
No, I've only done it once. There's one person that's done it twice, Sean Wassan. He's done it twice.
What makes it hard?
Just your body. I mean, for the average person, I mean, if you're a Camilla Herron or somebody like that, or Liza Howard or whoever, I'm sure like, yeah, I do this, I bat an eye, or even Rachel Engel, for Christ's sakes, I'm sure like that, not a big freaking deal. But for the rest of us,
Why is there a baseball field behind you?
What?
Why is there a baseball field behind you?
How did you get that?
With the game.
Oh, no. Oh, so you have to go to
Rachel, tell me how.
settings?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There'll be a big dick
Video
that's going to show
settings.
up behind you.
You'll have to learn how to do this for next time.
Virtual background.
Virtual backgrounds.
Ha! Look at that.
Oh my God, how do I do this?
So the people at home, the people are changing their backgrounds. So just
Okay,
so
and
you
now
know.
I can go get a beer. And you not gonna see my
Not
whole
good.
screen.
This is going to become another whole thing.
Get me one too.
So it's harder than you think.
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, I disappeared.
We're all going to try to get this done this year.
Yeah, especially if you're substituting races. Like for me, I don't like to do 5K and 10K. Like if I'm gonna get out there and sweat, I want to be out there for a couple hours. So I'll run a half marathon and substitute it for my 5K or my 10K. And that's putting more miles on yourself.
The other question that I had was, is it legal to do like 100-miler and then count the 5K split, the 10K split, or do they all have to be separate runs?
You can only substitute a race once. So like let's say you ran a 100-miler, whatever this 100-miler is, you want to substitute that for your 5K, you can do that. But you can't also say, oh, well, that only counts for 3.1 miles, so I'm going to substitute it also for my 10K. No, it doesn't work that way. You got to run 10 races, 10 fucking races.
Okay, so any race could.
Math for Marines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 10.
So any race could qualify you for a lesser race, but you can't put lots of them into the same one.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
you can only substitute once. I mean, yeah, you can only go one way.
It's good to know that you could use like 100. Like, I mean, I don't run a lot of 100Ks. They're
Right.
it's kind of a distance that's not as popular as it once was. So, I mean, if I ran 2 different hundreds, I could use one of them for the 100K then.
Yeah,
So
and
that's good
same
to
thing.
know,
And same thing with the 10-miler. That's not like a really common distance too. I mean, we have some of them, but you want to run a half marathon and then substitute it for your 10K or a 25K, substitute it for your 10-miler. You can do that too.
Sure.
And then fat ass races are highly encouraged. What we talked about virtual races, we're just saying that you have to have at least 3 participants in that race because we're going to need something. We're going to, either Strava or a GPX file, a witness, somebody saying that you freaking did this. What?
You need 2 other people to do it with you if you're doing it.
No.
Oh.
Whatever race you go participate in, there should be at least 2 other people,
We've done the race. So if you do a virtual race, it can't just be you running around your neighborhood.
Yeah, like, hey, today I went and did my 100-miler, and hey, today I went and did my 50-miler, I mean,
Why can't I do that?
because people like you, I'm not going to say the word.
Yeah, but no, what if it's virtual?
Yeah.
You do.
Right,
but like he just did a freaking 2,000 person virtual fucking Zoom call, dude. I mean, come on.
How am I? There's no way I could set up a Zoom and do like my own 100-miler.
You don't have to, man. Like, for instance, next weekend, I'll be doing a 50K with the Band of Runners B Ultra or whatever.
Okay, well, you're lucky that you get to do that. Not all of us get that.
Okay, Jerky, what I'm trying to say is I'll upload my Strava data or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than one person doing the 50K.
Yeah, but what if it's just me doing a 50K? Why isn't that good enough?
That is just me doing a 50K. And
Because you can do every distance. Like, you could do the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, the marathon, all in one day. And then you can't get, you can't get the award for doing it in the shortest amount of time.
Then I
It's
don't
not an actual race. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
basically saying it's got to be like part of a sanctioned race, even if it's a virtual race. It's got to. You can't just.
Even if it's a
I'm just going to
virtual
go run solo this week. All these distances.
So then
my
if I
God.
You can't go out and run 100K and then just count them all as like races by taking an hour break in between.
Did Holly
You
just
could
throw her head
join
back?
a virtual 100K then.
I feel like as I watch that
Yeah.
square up there, I feel like I'm watching the fucking movie Heathers already, Thanks, Hoadley. Thanks for fucking making the movie this weekend, Heathers. Oh.
So it's only virtual in the sense that like I can do a 5K here and you can do your 5K in Florida and Adam can do his 5K in California.
We submit our race results, our times, to a race company that puts them up on Ultra Sign Up. It's not just you running a 5K in your
So
neighborhood.
it has to be a
It's virtual
legit race.
It has to be a real virtual race.
Right.
It has to be
You
a
can't
sanctioned
just
race by.
Go do it by yourself.
Okay, well the word virtual made me think that I could just like go outside right now and run a 5K and count it.
No, imagination
fucking
mind
wrong.
doesn't necessarily mean virtual.
That's why we're having this conversation.
What?
It started out as a really easy idea, right?
I'm sure I'm not the only one who is thinking how I'm thinking.
Oh God, you're not.
If you go to the website breaks it all down, Barney style
Website
for
is
you.
kind of confusing. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you shitting me? What is confusing about it? It's in English? You need me to put it in fucking, I don't know, Cantonese or something? I mean,
It just, I don't know. It doesn't, I didn't get the feeling that I had to be in like
yes, sir.
a race.
A race? Yes, you have to do a race of
Race?
a 5K, a 10K,
Or a virtual race.
a half marathon.
Race or a virtual race,
A
okay?
virtual race doesn't count.
Virtual race counts as long as it's an actual virtual event.
What does that mean?
Right. Like,
For example,
for
example.
backyard.
you're signed up for the trot, virtual, whatever, right?
The armadillo?
Let's say you go do the trot thing. You submit your time to the trot thing, and then you submit your time to the Centurion thing, and you say, I participated in this trot virtual challenge. Here's my time.
Or better yet, here's another one. Like, let's say that you sign up for the Sugar Badger, and then they fucking kink it on you, and they give you the virtual option. So you go ahead and do it.
I'm using this as an example.
Why?
Because it's going to piss me off, man, if I don't get to go visit my brother, go do the Sugar Badger, see you clowns and shit, you know? It's like, it's really going to bum me out, man. Plus, I'm a big...
Trail's still open.
You know? I'm a big...
Trail's open.
What's that?
Go run on the trail. Go visit your brother on the trail.
Not closed.
Anyway,
do you understand now, Holly?
yes, it
Okay.
has to be a sanctioned virtual race. It just can't be me going outside, running, and being like, I did this. It has to be a virtual race that like solidifies my result.
But I do want to throw out there, what's the definition of a fat ass race? Who's sanctioning it?
Well, if there's two other fucking people who do it at the same time as you,
There you go. You got fucking witnesses.
They
And
got
the
it.
thing is, and the reason why is this shit actually has come up in the past where we had somebody do a 113-mile race, and there was only like 3 or 4 participants. And so, like, you know, I ended up getting a hold of the person, and I said, hey, look, I'm not trying to question your integrity, but do you have like anything like? And she's like, yeah, no, I kind of felt like this was coming and she sent Strava data, looked at it, boom, not a problem, you know.
so I just have to sucker some other people into doing this at the same time, like
time out.
Scott
If it's a
and
fat
Rachel
ass.
and Adam.
You're way overcomplicating this, okay? Both of you. If it's a virtual event that you're signed up for, it counts.
Okay.
It's that easy. So just sign up for a virtual event or a real event.
You know, I think one of the cool things about this is, I mean, I think there's 2 really cool things about this whole idea. Is that number 1, it's really fucking hard. Like, it's like 10 races in a year, no matter what distance. It's hard. And then the specific distances makes it even harder. Like 5Ks suck ass. Like, I think 5Ks are hard if you really race them, you know. I think particularly this year in the situation we're in now with the quarantine, you know, I mean, I think this is really a great opportunity for people to go out and really support race directors that they love and sign up for some of these virtual races. Like, these guys are just like, this is their business, you know, like they're small business owners and this is how they feed their families and pay their mortgage, you know, like, and it's a great, and sign up for this, sign up for some virtual races. And, you know, it's an easy way to kill the time. I mean, like, we're just sitting around our houses, you know, get a couple people, social distance, and bang out a 5K in your neighborhood one day, you know? I mean,
Bang it out.
whatever, sign up for a virtual race. It's just, you know, I mean, I think those are the 2 cool things going on right now, particularly, but I think Scott's got to stop changing that
How
background.
the fuck are you doing that?
Bay Beach now doing the super slide.
Giant slide from the Wisconsin State Fair, bitches.
Oh,
How
it's
are you
close.
doing that?
Yeah, how do you put like a custom one?
Yeah,
just gotta
we'll
upload
have a
it.
whole thing on that at some point in time.
So I think basic back to my little speech there. I mean, I think you can sign up for this and sign up for some virtual races, and I think you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You're helping your local or national, whatever. Do, you know, Air Viper Strong or Trot. Trot's got a bunch of races. Sign up and help these race directors, and then at the same time you can sign up for this and you can, you know, help some veterans. You know, I mean, like.
Well, and the cool thing is that the belt buckle, like literally, we weighed it. It comes in at over ½ pound. I mean, it's one of the biggest, obnoxious freaking belt buckles that you could possibly have. And then this year we're adding this. It's like a mid to heavyweight, like around a 10-ounce hoodie, pullover hoodie that has a koozie pocket with a built-in bottle opener, and it's gonna have really cool graphics from the front and on the back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna steal a page from Rocksteady Racing and give you a patch to put on your sleeve for every single year you do it. So,
Cool.
you know, so you're getting some swag and shit out of that. And, you know, of course, like you said, you know, it's just an opportunity to try something different. I'll be honest with you. After I did it the first year, Tom, the guy who's the Ultra Race series director, he said, dude, you should throw that out there as a challenge for other people to do. And I said, I don't think anybody really wants to do it though, or whatever. He goes, I think you'd be surprised. And, you know, the first year we put it out there, only a couple people did it. And then the next year, a couple more did it. And then like this last year, it was like 7 or 8 people did it or whatever. And they're just like, wow. Like, and then people are like, where's my belt buckle? Cause it's like, they really want, I mean, it's pretty obnoxious, and we have pictures of it online, and I just shipped you guys a sample one yourself. along with some goodies for all of you. And your next, well, I guess it won't be a guest because depending on how long we do this quarantine guest shit, where you're doing it like this. But the next guest that you come in house, you'll have an extra item of all the different little stuff that we put in the box for you guys.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully
definitely
you'll
show
enjoy
that
it.
off. So
like big belt buckles. I mean, just look at that Javelina Sub 24 one. Right, Holly?
It's right up there with that Javelina 100K one, right?
So then the other thing that we were going to talk about, speaking of things that people don't understand, because I just got an email from one of our friends who we'll call Tony Cesario just because that's his name, about our backyard ultra, which Adam's going to explain to all you in a second. And he wanted to know if it's 8.4 miles every hour. That just seems like a lot.
Too much.
We have announced and rolled out something that me and Adam have tug of war on, different ideas and concepts, and workshopped and molded and made into something. And I think we got a good idea, and Adam's going to explain it to you.
Yeah, so we basically took about 6 months to argue about which race we want to roll out for a fall race. We were probably both frustrated with each other by the end of the argument, and then we were
I can attest to both of those statements.
yeah. So then we were driving around doing some work. We had to go to a couple town hall meetings, and we were up near the Badger Trail race, and we're driving around, and I'm on my computer, I think, while Scott's driving, and I measured the distance from Belleville Community Park to Dots Tavern on my route making app, and it was exactly like 4.2 miles, which is basically the backyard ultra distance, 4.1667 miles. And so I said to Scott, I'm like, we could just do like that backyard last person standing type race. We'll just run it from Belleville to Dots. And then instead of having a loop, we're going to have it out, check in, rest, recover, and then a back. So you run 4.1667 miles. And then if you get there in 45 minutes, you have 15 minutes to recover, drink a beer, eat, whatever. And then boom, you got to get back to Belleville and same, and then start on the hour, every hour, like the last person standing events. And he looked at me, he's like, I think that's a good idea. So we've been working on that. And then Scott said to me, well, what if people want to come, but they don't want to run 4.17 miles every hour on the hour over and over and over again, and then you end up with like 20 people after 10 hours, and that's small. So what if we, add like a 24-hour event, and on Saturday, hey, there's George. And so we added a 24-hour event, and then I'm like, well, we're going to be there for like a while. So let's do a 24-hour event on Saturday. We can do another one on Sunday, a separate one, and we could do a 48-hour event too. So it's all kind of wrapped up together. There's 4 separate events, and we're really excited about it. And then, Scott, why don't you tell them about the prize money idea that you came up with?
Is it 3 events or 4 events?
It's like 500.
Oh, 2 24s and then a 48, so that's 3, and then you get your backyard, so that's the 4th then.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So, and I'll probably get this wrong, so don't ever play this back to me and tell me that I lied. What we were thinking was we could have a pot that grows for the last man standing. So today,
it's kind of sexist, ladies. Last man. It should be like
I still
last
like to
person.
say last person.
Yeah.
I'm going to use man, woman, and person interchangeably. Rachel?
So does this mean we can bet on who's going to be last?
It's not pari-mutuel betting. It's a progressive pot for the winner.
That's a bummer, because I would really like to bet on who's going to be last.
I mean, we could still bet.
Why don't you run, and then you could be last, and you can bet on yourself.
Well, I think I'd like to do the 48-hour.
Interesting.
I think that's what I'm going to do too, Rachel.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Put it
let me
together.
explain the prize structure just before, so we understand.
Okay.
So if you win, if you're the winner, if you're the last dot standing, the last person standing, you get $500 or 50% of the pot, the total prize pot. And I'll explain.
Or $1,000 bar tab at Dots, because that's how we do in Wisconsin, right?
And I'll explain what the prize pot is when I'm done, if you can remember. The last woman standing gets $250 and 25% of the pot. The last man standing gets $250 or 25% of the pot. Okay. So if let's say that the race happened today and Heather Baker King is the only one signed up, although I don't think that's true anymore. I think some more people did. But like if the race happened today and Heather Baker King won, she would win the $500 and the $250 because she's the first woman and she's the last person standing. Make sense?
Yeah.
If it's a man, he gets the man prize and the overall prize.
Man
Cool?
prize.
The 250 plus the, So then for every age group, and there's 6 different age groups, first place gets 200, second place gets 100, third place gets 50. So there's an incentive if what we wanted to do is we wanted to avoid the situation where someone, let's say John Sharp comes and runs and he's in the 40 to 49 age group and he's not going to win the whole thing, then why doesn't he just drop out? But maybe he's like, I'm the furthest 48-year-old guy. So I keep going and I can win the $200, So, and that's not gender specific. So that adds another layer. So if the race started today, Heather Baker King would win, last person standing, last female standing, and she'd probably win her age group, but she'd get all 3 of them. Okay. So there's and now the pot, when I say the pot, that's 25% of all the money that comes into the race. Okay.
I was just to say, where is this money coming from?
Registration. Okay.
Yeah, 25% of all registration money is going into the pot.
And then the pot is going to pay the winner of the last man standing.
So
if 100 people sign up for the last man standing race, that'll be a pot of $20,000.
Yeah, and 25% of 20,000.
So then the pot will be 5,000. So the overall winner will get 2,500. The first man and woman will get 1,250 out of that pot. Does that make sense? If 500 people sign up,
Oh God.
the pot is $100,000, right? No, the race entries would be $100,000, which would make the pot $25,000, which would mean the person that wins gets about $18,000.
Holy shitball.
Yeah, it's like real fucking money.
You're gonna have to like
I'm
pay taxes
definitely
out on
signing
that.
up for the last dot standing.
Right. So if you're
This is
like,
how I'm gonna get rich.
Exactly.
So like if you're Camille or you're Walmsley or you're Courtney D or whoever you are, or Maggie Guru,
Megatron.
you should sign up and then get everybody to come run with you.
Because the more people you beat, the more money you make.
But you don't want to entice these Camille or Maggie or Camille.
You definitely want the Holly Lindroths of the world and stuff like that.
You got to get everybody else to sign up first.
You want the sick and the wounded.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want the alpha. You want the sick and the wounded.
You want that
Sign up first. They have to sign up the night before it happens.
I do kind of want to see Holly win though. Then this way she has some money where she could go to the casino then and actually play craps. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool.
I'd like to see that too. Yeah.
I don't think
if I win, I'm totally going to the casino.
Interestingly, like in the backyard format, I mean, an 11.5, 12-minute mile on a flat trail. I mean, who's to say who's gonna keep going? I mean, you don't know. Like that Radek Brunner guy from the Czech Republic last weekend, he went 63 laps. He wasn't in the 25-person elite field. He was in my group of 600 people or whatever in my chat. I mean, I never heard of him.
I've always thought that this is an event that is uniquely in my wheelhouse because A, I don't need sleep. I don't get tired. And B, I can always eat.
Yeah, right.
But you have to maintain like a 10-minute mile.
No, it's like 14-ish
minutes. Because you have to have that time to like address issues or like
Nah.
change socks or bliss or lube
I
up.
almost never poop too, so.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, can I read the
When's the
entrance?
last time one of you saw me poop?
Never.
See?
Okay, when is the last time any of us saw any of us poop?
I've seen Holly poop 1,000 times.
Oh Jesus!
Whoa.
Side trail.
I just poured
trail.
a fresh beer, and now all of a sudden it doesn't even look.
You're not supposed to be watching.
Adam's got his finger up as if to indicate that he has a question. Or he farted, I don't know.
It's a fart.
Well,
I have my hand up.
Holly,
proceed.
go.
Can I read the entrance for the Last Man Standing right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Heather King and Rebecca Joyner. That's it. And then Azam Politov is doing the 24-hour on Saturday.
Nice.
You guys have registration going already?
Yeah.
Yeah, registration going already.
Too bad I can't be there because I already signed up for Javelina this year to do my Halloween party. So
Yeah.
That's not until Halloween.
your guys' event is like 2 freaking weeks before that. Don't be
You'll
like
be
Patty
fine.
Coomer. Yeah, exactly. That's what that
Just
guy.
do them both.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do them
Jesus.
both.
I did 300s in like 8 or 7 weeks. You
You
could
can
do
grow
that.
a tail in 2 weeks.
I do. Just so you guys can see it. See it? Look at that. See it?
Ooh.
I don't know if you can see it.
Shiny.
Oh, my
No,
eyes.
I don't know if you see
oh
how
my
thick
God.
it is. It's actually it's over a 1/4 inch thick though, you know, and it's just like it's like
If we're gonna
3D.
show off buckles, I just happen to have this one right by my bed.
You
oh, she just so happened.
to have it.
Nice.
Ozark buckle.
Ozark.
That is, I would like to. That's nice.
It's also
Big
thick.
buckle.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't have any buckles in my office.
Oh, here we
you
go.
do.
You should put your buckles in your office. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Javelina.
Javelina, there we
That
go.
buckle.
The Javelina buckle.
Why are you so angry, Holly?
She hates my javelina buckle because it's bigger than hers.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
She doesn't like races that she pisses her off that if you finish faster than somebody else in a fucking 100 miles, like finishing 100 miles is a hard fucking race. So it pisses her off that someone gets a bigger buckle because they finished faster.
No, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Because Yeti does that. Like he does a whole separate buckle. Jason Green will do a whole separate buckle if you do sub 24. Yeah, I think that's cool.
George,
I like it.
George can't commit because he wants to know what the military discount is first.
Oh.
Carmen.
Tell him whatever he wants.
No.
You know what the
Because
problem
that's
is,
taking
Holly?
away from my prize purse. He can't just be whatever he
Right
wants.
now, it's a battle between 2 women.
Right?
Yeah.
The problem with
You know,
Holly is she's got too many cats. So
I have 1 cat.
exactly, too many cats. I mean,
That's what I think it's a cool idea. I think we're gonna have fun, but I also think that there's people struggling. People know what a last man standing is, kind of, but not really. And I think that there's 2 places. Like I've already gotten like, well, where's my crew supposed to go?
It's very confusing for people.
Go wherever you want, you know, or have 2 crews, or maybe you get a crew every 8 miles instead of every 4 miles. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I were going to sign up for this event, if I was going to run it, what I would do is bring at least 2 people so I could have 2 separate crew people.
See,
That'd be my plan.
if I
yeah,
were
but
gonna
I mean,
run
you can
this,
self-crew though. I mean, you can self-support.
I would.
Yeah.
If I were gonna do this, I would just have 1 crew every 8 miles.
You could do it that way too, but I would plan for at least for someone that could be, like 2
Wait a
people
minute.
would be enough.
Hold on a minute, man. We're talking about not even 5 miles. You're gonna have crews, 2 fucking crews.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is your crew? What the fuck is your crew doing after 5 miles? Getting you salted watermelon? You know,
Yes.
you
I
can
agree
like
with Dustin
Yes.
on this subject. Amen, brother.
shit, man. You going down to the Dots bar? You get yourself a shot of beer. And
Do you
fucking-
think Maggie Gooderall didn't have a crew every 4.2 miles?
Well,
Well, we all
2
can't be
people
like
attending
Maggie,
her,
Camille, and everybody else like that. You know?
but
Scott was
she
raising
won.
his hand. Scott was raising his hand.
So Dustin, here's what I think you're not getting. You're gonna run 4 miles. It's gonna take you somewhere between 40 minutes and 60 minutes to do that 4 miles. Okay. Let's say you run it in 45 minutes. That gives you 15 minutes to get go to the bathroom, get your own food, fill up your water, take care of whatever you got to take. You got to be back at the start line when the buzzer goes off at 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
But let's say that this loop you go slow and you don't get back until 9 minutes to spare, and you have an issue that you need to take care of, or you need some supplies or something like that, or you need to go to the bathroom. God forbid you might need to poop. Okay.
So what you're saying is your crew's gonna poop for you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like the physics, the law of physics of pooping, whether you got a fucking crew or not, man, guess what? It's like,
I think what happens is like, you're thinking of like hour 20. You've been up for 20 hours. You're mentally pretty stable. Things are going all right. But like, you're not thinking of like, when you're in hour 57 and your brain ain't working, you need fucking crew to think for you. And that's why I say I bring two crew.
I hate to break it to you, Adam, but Dustin ain't making it to hour 57. He ain't making it to hour 20. You know, so I mean, in his mind, he's gonna run like for 4 hours. He doesn't need a crew. He's right.
Listen,
he's right.
I know two fucking things. I know I could outlast your ass, and I know I could outlast your ass. You two on the fucking bottom now, I'm not too sure about. But.
I think I hurt my kidney.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, I was pissing blood, man. You know what I'm saying? And what kind of medical help did I get from this one over here? She's just like basically kicking me and like, oh,
Shut up, Dustin, you're fine.
I just want the record to reflect that in his 100-mile effort, Dustin was beat by many hours by a septuagenarian with a push cart. Okay.
First of all, it was a real
also sent us a great idea.
By Tom Green. It was a very big honor to be beat by him. I will also tell you that I'm running the Badger 100 this year, and I'm going to crush that fucking race this year because there's going to be some redemption happening. That's all I can say, man. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. You're going to be thinking like, I don't know, I'm fucking Vin Diesel and freaking Fast and Furious number 22 or whatever, you know. It's moving, man.
I'm excited about it. I think that people are excited about it. I don't think people are like hurrying to sign up because some people are kind of like unemployed or, you know, worried about bankruptcy or, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world. But I think that the overwhelming feedback we got was good, and I'm really excited about it. So let's take a short break and let's do some business just to get that out of the way.
Side trail.
What?
Wait, side trail?
Oh, she's going to side trail. Okay. There's a number of ways you can help out the show. One, you can go and click through the Amazon banner. We can do that again because I'm unfired. So the Amazon money's coming back in. Another thing that you can do is go to 10chuckmiles.com and buy stuff in the 10 Chuck Miles store. And people have been buying the shit out of, guess what?
Buffs.
Toilet paper?
Buffs are flying off the shelves.
Which buffs? Which one?
All of them. Band of Runners, Trail, 10 Chuck Miles Racing, 10 Chuck, all the buffs are just selling.
Have the one. Have
like
that one. Have the BOR one.
Yeah. So if you need a buff, if you want to, because what I do when I run, now we should have a segment on this because, you know, that it's all fucked up with this. You gotta cover your mouth. You don't gotta cover your mouth. You don't need a mask. You need a mask. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. A buff.
Here's what I do. I put a buff on, and then whenever I'm within like, you know, 100 feet of somebody, I put it on my thing while I go by them, and then when the coast is clear, I take it back off. You know, that's my technique. But so you can buy some buffs, and you can also go to Patreon. Patreon is it's a place where you can support us for like $1 a day, $2 a day, you know, up to whatever you want. Somebody's $100 a day. That's kind of crazy.
Big Daddy Bowman.
Big Daddy Bowman, yeah. So and I make this caveat. I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this. If you're poor, if you lost your job, if times are tough, just cancel the goddamn Patreon. You know, I don't need your money. I don't want you to be strained in any way. And when I see that it's canceled or declined, I don't think any less of you. I just think I thank you that you were ever on the list in the first place. So honest to God, from my heart, please, if it's a strain, do not give us the money. That being said, a whole bunch of people have started giving money now. And I think it's because of this whole, let's all support the things that we, hold on, Dustin?
I was just going to say, if you have to drop your freaking contribution to Patreon, fucking message me and I will cover it because
everybody.
No, I'm serious because what I get out of you clowns, out of the show and just out of this, it's done a lot for me as a veteran and somebody that suffers from PTS and survivor's guilt and shit like that. And so like, I'm serious. If you can't cover it, and I get it, man. I just laid off over freaking almost 40 of my fucking staff members. It broke my heart, man. You know, I totally get it. If you can't afford $1, let me know. I will cover your dollar. It's like, you don't owe me. I will cover it. If we can keep it in your freaking name, awesome, man. You know?
I'm just saying that you're going to be back again when times get better, you know? And if I just don't ever want anybody to feel like money's a problem. I don't want to, everybody gets where I'm coming from on this. Nobody's confused. And now we're giving you like 40 podcasts a month.
Cat is licking her fucking face. When's the last time that cat licked its asshole?
For the record, Rachel's cat is licking her face, and no one knows where that cat's been.
Exactly.
Nobody knows.
His tongue hurts.
Yeah.
Sandpaper.
What is with you women, man? I mean, seriously.
God damn.
Never let George get
This old man, he's like 14 years old.
I know,
Such a good cat.
So I'm going to name the names. Rachel didn't pick one last time. So, Rachel, you got to pick one this time to make up for it. Dustin is going to pick one, too. You're both going to pick one. They're going to get a blow.
Nobody's ever picked me. I ain't picking nobody. Fuck that.
And if you, well, you could pick yourself.
Yeah, or I can pick you and you can pick me.
There you go. Are you a patron, Rachel?
No.
Whoa, what the fuck? You're not even a patron? Oh my God. It's like, you're like, once again, you're like one of those race directors that has a fucking race but's never actually ran their route. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I don't like that.
Okay, hold on. We got to get this done here.
Sorry.
And I just want to say as an aside, now's a good time to help other people too. Like if you have businesses or restaurants, you can get takeout from somebody. Like what me and my wife are doing is we're all the restaurants that we want to be around after quarantine, we're like going to them regularly and buying stuff so that they, you know, can stay in business or have a reason to stick around. The other thing
is that your way to weed out the shit you don't want?
No, I think that now more than ever, picking where you spend your money can be really impactful, you know? The other thing I'm doing is thinking about other people's businesses just randomly and just messaging them. Like yesterday I messaged Jennifer Farr Davis, our friend in North Carolina, and I said, what can I do for your business? And she's going to come up with some ideas or some giveaways. I bought some gear from her store. I shared her store. I said, buy her books from here, buy her stuff from here. Because, you know, if you're a lady who owns a place that gives people hikes on the Appalachian Trail, you ain't working right now, you know? I mean, and that's scary. She's got to pay people too. So that's another whole, it's like Dustin just said, you know? As a small business owner, I don't worry about me not getting a paycheck. I worry about having to look the people that I pay in the eye and say, I can't pay you anymore. You know, like that is my biggest fear, is saying, you need to go home and tell your wife that you can't get paid anymore. You know, like that's the worst, you know? But that's, you know, there's so many people that's happening to, and then they're going to be back again after this is over. So these are the people that are given the money to keep the podcast rolling. I'm going to name them really quick. Dustin's going to pick one. Rachel's going to pick one. Let me get through this. I'm going to go as fast as I can. Adam's going to time me. I'm going to mark. Get set. Go. Kim Bueno, 12 Paws. Your Mom Loves Mike Ditka. Jens Grellenthaler, Paul DeLog, Mindy Duncan, Tyler Kirk, Harry Sherwood, Mark McGallick, Liam DeMasenga, Jen Waters, West Tex Tom, Sarah Hageman, Eileen Dover, George Sesbury, Simpson, 2, Angela Johnson, Travis Dingle, John Miller, Rick Stanley, Narcoleptic Ultra Runner, Matthew Arno, Erica Flack, Brent Hansen, OTRAMM, Jesse Reinhardt, Jeffrey Flight, Team Chicken, Scottish Trail Runner, Walk Fast, Run Slow, Corey West, Ashley Goddesar, Jeremy Klutz, Arnie V, TJM Leadville Finisher Prize Fund, Penny, Moose, Runner Williams. That's Dr. Boner to you. Kennedy and Coop Coaches LLC, we always agree with each other. Irish Hillbilly, Camille 2.0, Amber Marilli, Dean O, Davey who's still in the Navy, Kelly Kirkpatrick, Run Like an Antelope, Brian Frame, Kevin Kramer, Missing Tooth Runner, Asian on the left, Sexy Cat Doesn't Need Help. Powered by Pop-Tart, Sam Kraft, Krishna M, Kilted Hasher, Joseph Oso Beers, Holly's My Girl Crush, I Eat 10 Junk Miles for Breakfast, Jim Demerit, Sarah Gust, Adam Holt Adventures, Fanny Barnett, Ben Harner, Matthew Smith, Daniel Dofner, Verity Mathis, Emma Jane, Deborah Simon, Rob Bandana Man at the Badger Swanson, Brian Hall, Peter Catalan, Jeff Hurt, lands a lot, icicles on my mustache, Anthony Mueller, Garrett Basil, Mikey loves Desi, pronounced Daisy. Mikey loves Daisy Jimenez. Sean Barnes, Chris, Team Coyote Smith, Lexi Chancellor Pay, Gavin Sexton, Deanna Mount, Little Mama Loves Trails, Massiage Macho, Pickles.
Pickles?
Pickles.
Pickles.
Ron Anderson, Keith Hedger, Matt, some vegan dude Weeble, Joan DeMeyer, Runner RWE Mile 62 Podcast, Gelato, Bray and Sophie, Rick Puella, Drew Booth, Nate Jackson, Craig Brenner, Sophie C., Cinder Brown, Colleen Winning, The Filipina Puma, Jeremy Anderson, Kamana Switch, Kat Bubba, Chris Remhoff, Brian Cutts, John Binnix, Joey Alphonse, Greg the fucking Preacher, It's Mark from Africa, Kimberly Macy, Pooh Emergency Expert, The Real Time Gurley, Christopher Madman Martin, Tess Culls, Mitchell, Confetti, Cannon, Henderlog, Mike Bresno, Haywood Jablomi, Haywood Jablomi, Harry Hugh Jasperson, Bill, Brian Oakham, Aaron Pack, Alicia, Jesse Canfield, Wood Jablomi, Matt fucking K, you are all awesome. I'm so glad you didn't get Tal Mersa, Rob French, Joseph Rabinowitz, Audrey Witt, Bad Boy Running Podcast, Jimmy Culture Loves Loud, Culture is the Cult of Ultra, Desi Runner, Pink Shorts and Honey, Nice Shoes, Wanna Bluff, Robles, Mary Carne Asada, Leo from Finland, David Burslem, Northwest Outdoor Adventures, Tenjuk Memes, Bonky Kong, Beth Kelly, Evan Rich, Heather, dude, I want, Cobb, Running with Crohn's and Colitis Strava Club, Todd, coached by Rock True, Jonathan Hill, Josh, Fat Too Fast Hobian, who's tomorrow's Meet the Nation. Nice. Stephen Gets It Done, Carter Dodd, Scott Gale, $1 Quid Pro Quo, Daniel Whitmoyer, Rebecca Joyner, Rick Berg, Sweaty Betty, Martha Shue, Majestic AF.
Yes, Mark.
Charlotte Wilson, Andy Noyes, Todd Evans, Tony Nichols, please stop calling me Chief.
Chief.
Mike Asheron, Trail Dominator, Delta,
Chief.
Kane, Kankles Cooper, Eric Strand, Bloody Don, Art Sundry, who owns a restaurant, which we got some food from. Jake Turner, John Sharp. What's the name of the restaurant? I'll look it up. Hold on. Shit. It's the, God damn it. What's it called?
The God damn it restaurant?
It's,
The Clock?
All right, we'll come back to that. I got to remember it. Jake Turner, John Sharp, Derek Queen Rachel, Mark Bauman, Raymond Wright, Greg, Cafe De Luca. Cafe De Luca, that's the name of it. If you're in Chicagoland, Cafe De Luca, Italian food, good stuff. Greg from Saskatchewan, Frey, the Ellsworths, Maureen Lessek, Lauren Duncan, Mike Finston, Robin Toots Magoots, Grappa, Candy Kemp, Shanna S., Jeff Bailey, David Dushkin, A Bird Run Slow, Todd Good, Sean D., Denise Cassiano, The Fucking Episcopalian, Andrew Channel, Testicles.
Interesting.
Chris Hagee, Kyle Blackberry Smith, Billy Oliver Closeoff Hubbard, Lisa Mac and Cheese, Brian Korgard, Derek Hartman, Trina Chelino, Anana Banana Flies Schubert, Heather Carr, Mark Barker, Renee Hibbard, Newman, Elizabeth Natanya Harding, Susan Aplotter, Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus Shitballs, Carrie Runs 100 Miles, Ultra Flunky Running Company, Chili Billy Clem, Camille Squatty Potty, John Ison, Duck Duck Boobs, No Fear Project, Jeff Holbrook, A Dead Pirate Roberts, Ben Thacker, Eric Ultra E. McPherson, A Sphincter Says What, Ugo Drainville, Cheesehead Forever, Go Pack Go, Rob Devine, Sean Cox, Shane Merritt, Mary Baldwin, Sarah West, Trisha Becker, Astrid Hoyt, Whitney Rickman, Eric and Debbie Lindroth.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Ben Zemirdov, Jeffrey Flights, Joe Williams, Azam Politov, Douglas D. Rex Giuliano, James the Biker, Brad Manor, Megan Fitzgerald McGowan, Donna, Paul Watke, Wicked Lester, Mitch Clark, Thad Will, Runs with Gators, Amy Weidler, Heighton, Paul Schlegel, Matthew Hogley, Amanda Wong, Daniel Slater, Brian Larson, Method Matt, John McNacto, Mark Mills, David Meath, Jada Freer, Jordan Kitt, David Nowosiewski, Nuclear Jewelry Coupon, Kevin Jordan, Chris and Astrid, Chris Walker, Fuck, I'm running a 15-miler, Avi Jensen, Oscar Delgado, Krista Catalan, Cooper Hayes, Alison Kirk, Matt Brownlee, Josh McVeigh, Stephen Banfield, Nathan Gear, She Sells Seashells by the Seashore, Dan from Down Under, Dirt Spelled with a U50K, Amy Weiner, Daniel Sweeney, Kenneth Tipsy Hustle, Greenwood, Jeremy Fleischer, CLV, Phil LaCroix, Jen Collins, Steve Tersey, Simon Butt, Tom Capoliano, Tyler Wimlis. I will fart for you. I will fart all of you. I will out-fart all of you. So that person's obviously keeping up with things. Kyle, the champ is here. Nordquist. Matt, go Cyclones Miller. Tim, owie, do it again, Nelson. Doc, chocolatey chip. Judy Holden, Mark Marmosato, Rachel Barnes, Jen Mason, Rich Fila, Dana LaRuse, The Bearded Scholar, Scott Catter, Ben Dover, Jonas Petruno, Nathan Hawkinson, Joe Bodner, Sean McDermott, Dan Shaw, Chris Fox, Tracy Gessner, Alexis Thero, Casey Dowling, Lars Ludwig, Ray Gorski, Ryan Mayer, Matt Matheny, Ben Sue, Gio Big Old D, Kristen Kolatarsek, Andrew Ruthenbach, Glenn Zidane, Andy Lone, Michael Kronhauser, Sean Humphrey, Jameson Swift, Eric Goebel, Camille Heron, and Todd Kleist. Yeah, you got it. And the buff goes to Rachel. You're not fucking listening? Hold on, I'll read it again.
No, I have it on mute because my daughter's going crazy. Andrew Ruthenbeck.
And
7 minutes, 13 seconds, by the way.
And
I'm going with that's Dr. Boner to you.
That's Dr. Boner to you. He's going to be really thrilled by that.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's on Slack right now. I'm going to tell him too. Do you think I should stop reading that list?
No.
That's a pretty long list. But I got to tell you, when I'm running, I hear that shit, man. I don't know. I love hearing it. I'm just like, woo! You know, like the one episode where you didn't read it because of the times. It kind of pissed me off. I was like, I want to hear the fucking list, man. But you want to read the list.
Okay.
But I get it. I understand it. It's your fucking show. You do what you want.
I don't know. Chime in. Send me some emails if it bothers you. I suppose
It helps that people's names are super creative. Like, they make me chuckle.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like Bendo.
I can't tell you how many times I've been doing a long run or some shit, and I know Skinny Kilt Runner. I think he's not on now, right, anymore. But you guys, fuck that guy, and I would always be like, you know, and it's like for like the next minute, I don't know, like I'm running like a deer prancing through the freaking woods or something, you know. So
I think he's still on. I think he changed his name, and I don't think we've caught on yet.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out, but yeah. So I don't know. I kind of like doing it because they care enough to give the money, and you know, it's like one of those things like with the Meet the Nation, where I think this is probably really pissing off people that just like to listen to famous people. Like they're just like, ugh, what's up with this podcast, and why do they keep doing it?
Well, they don't have to listen.
That's true. They can just delete it because you know how much it costs.
Free.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. Oh, and then the last but not least, one last thing you can do if you want to be a super fan is you can go to iTunes and leave us a review. It really, really helps out the show, moves us up in the rankings, and people have an easier time finding us. Couple recent reviews from Sunday. Our friend Avi Jensen writes, definitely do not take themselves too seriously. Fun to listen to. Ultra community. All I really need to know about ultra running I learned from TJM. Another one, hands down the best podcast. These guys make me laugh out loud on my runs. They're hilarious. I'm always looking forward to listening to them. Since I mostly run solo, you guys rock by Lubs. And then EO84 says, one of my favorites. All of the aforementioned people gave us 5 stars. And I appreciate that. So if you got time, go wherever you listen and rate us. We like it. And we've been getting some good feedback lately that I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I shared it with the 10 Junk Miles gang that evidently Jill Homer on day 5 of her 350 mile Iditarod challenge wrote in her blog post that she was laughing hysterically at old episodes of the show and she really needed to be friends with us. And I sent her a message and I said, I think you are friends with us technically, you know, but you know, I was thinking, and this doesn't apply particularly to Jill, but I was thinking that there may be people in the world like that don't really have friends, like that aren't just, I mean, like let's say tomorrow Adam and his family move to Omaha, you know, and Adam doesn't know anybody in Omaha. It's not like within weeks he's going to have friends. You know, it's not going to go to like the local bar and sit down next to someone and say, you look like a cool dude. Do you want to be my friend? You know, like, so he could end up just running alone and listening to podcasts. And if you're like a person that's either not very social or you don't have a network, or maybe having a group of friends is a great idea, but you don't actually want to have it in practice, you know, listening to us and feeling like we're your friends is really easy and comfortable. And, you know, I was just thinking that's probably really nice, you know, to have a group of friends.
Yeah. And we're at like
solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never talk back.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool that she was thinking about us as like her friends and wanting to. And then so I invited her to come. I said, "You got to come. I mean, just come stay in the bedroom and, you know, hang out and do some shows." Her and her boyfriend would come and, you know, be a good time.
Yeah.
You know? So that was cool.
10 years ago, you think you would have like randomly emailed a stranger and said, "Hey, come stay in the bedroom."
I so want to stay in that fucking bedroom, and I haven't had a chance. I've stayed in Adam. I've slept with his dog. I mean, you know, everything, you know, but never in the special bedroom.
I don't think Holly slept with the dog, but she's definitely been.
No, I cock blocked Holly. Trust me, man. That dog. We were on the bed together. It was getting hot, literally hot. The fucking dog was putting off some heat. It's like, get the fuck off, Reggie.
Reggie, man.
Reggie likes Holly. Reggie likes to hump a little bit on Holly.
Also, Anton. Anybody listen?
Not yet.
Not yet. My good friend Anton. We had a good time.
I have a feeling you didn't ask him the question that I wanted you to ask him.
If he would taste you at Leadville?
That, and how does he stay so hot all the time?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know what? Us fucking men have feelings too, okay? We're not some freaking sexual objectifying fucking piece of meat, okay? I'm just telling you, okay? By the way, when you go talk to your coach, Adam, you know, tell her I said hi. Okay?
All right, we'll do.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie, man, she's always got the hottest little accent, and God, man, I mean, she is a good-looking woman. Good-looking woman.
So Dustin just went on a whole don't objectify people thing, followed by.
I said good-looking woman. I didn't say like, oh, hey, fucking piece of ass or something like that.
Hey, how was that different than what I said? How does he say? How does he say so hot all the time?
You said it with like porn in your eyes, man.
Oh,
okay? I said it with respect.
My God, I cannot
Yeah.
believe you right now.
Whatever.
No.
And by the way, before
Dustin has the hots for Ellie. Is that the bottom line here?
No, I didn't say it was like the hots. It's just like, you know, it's like, you know. And
I'm just saying.
I see her at trail camp.
I'm just saying.
It's just like I've never had her as a mentor or anything. You know. Like,
Dustin, do you know Joe?
Yuhan?
No, Poseidon.
Yeah, man. I know her coach.
Do you know Liza?
Yes, I know Liza.
Okay. I just want to point out for the record that you did not say to me to say hi to Liza. You didn't say to Holly to say hi to Joe. But you told Adam to say hi to Ellie.
Listen, Liza and I have chewed some dirt in Wyoming. Freaking Joe and I have chewed some dirt in California. You know, like, so like Ellie, I've never chewed any dirt with. That's all. So,
what does that mean, chew dirt?
Doesn't sound good.
Talk.
I definitely don't want to. Do I want
to?
And before
quality time with Ellie, I think.
I wish Ellie was my coach. That's all I'm saying. I'm self-coaching right now. You know what I mean? So, you know, my training plan this week is a cutback week. You guys didn't even ask me my fucking mileage, so fuck all of you. But I do want to say, Rachel, before I forget, this guy, you know how much money I spent on fucking Arteric shit, getting ready for the freaking, you know, the Winter Slam, which I failed miserably on, only to find out he goes, dude, this shit doesn't count because she's like Arteric Chicago. This is the outlet in fucking Aurora. I'm like, oh, fuck it. It's a lot cheaper this way. You know what I mean?
It's all the same.
It's
the same
like over
company.
$2,000.
It's all the same.
It was awesome.
Good.
That's a great store.
I'm glad it worked for you.
And I wear those pants, the Arteric pants I have. I worn them to Wyoming. I mean, they are bullet fucking proof. I'm telling you. I see it. I'm with them.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. It's whether you buy it from the outlet.
And thanks to our sponsor for this episode, Path Projects. What did I send you fuckers a picture of today? What did I get in the mail? That secret little envelope, you know, special little lines. Did you see it? You fuckers didn't even look. No, not you ladies. These two assholes. Because we were messaging earlier. Did you see the picture?
What did you get in that Path package today?
I got me another pair of shorts.
Nice.
Because they had a different color that I didn't have.
Is it the new one with the zippers
No, I don't want shit in my front pockets. I like the one with the trail shorts with the 3 pockets on the back.
3 pocket.
Like, yeah, I like those too.
Yeah, so I have the black ones in light gray or like an olive, and then you have like a dark gray. And I didn't have a dark gray, so I had to buy the dark gray.
I ran the last 2 days in the new ones with the big pocket, which fits your iPhone.
Yeah, but did you
Big
put
zip?
stuff in your front pockets?
No, the big zip pocket in the back.
I know, but do you put stuff in your front pockets? Can you run with stuff in your? How about you ladies? Can you run with shit rub it on your thighs? Like it needs to be on the back side, not on the front side. You know?
I don't have pockets in my shorts, so there's no.
Yeah.
Women don't get pockets. Pockets are not
Okay.
allowed on women's shorts. Because apparently it makes you look fat, so they like don't put pockets on our shorts.
So if Pack Projects is listening, it's time for them to make some goddamn shorts for women and put some pockets in them.
Fucking
Listen,
pockets. We
Rachel-
deserve pockets.
All I'm going to say, Rachel, is that Holly Lindroth at Javelina, mile 70, taking a shit on the corner of the trail or whatever. I don't think you care whether her shorts have pockets or not. I really don't think you care. That's all.
But you do, because they can carry things. You can
Exactly.
put
Toilet
things
paper, which is in high
in
demand
your
right
pocket.
Arm-sized shit.
now. Bigger than a baby's arm is what you're saying?
It wasn't small.
Like a Coomer
It
arm.
wasn't small, she says. Oh my God, what do you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa.
it
All right.
wasn't small.
So you guys
All right.
didn't listen. You guys didn't listen to Anton. I think you should, and you should tell me what you think. And then Holly got that conversation going with Amelia Boone today. She's all on board. I think I'm gonna do her next week. Put her on the. I mean, that's like the 2 biggest ones, right? I mean, I'm done then. I could just quit.
I think you have to do Courtney.
Cardi B.
Do Courtney, yeah.
You guys got to get on her then. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, get on.
Like we need to
I'll let
harass her.
Rachel do that.
I'll
I think
try.
I'll tell you this.
Uh,
Anton, I had a whole paper of questions I was going to ask him. Whole bunch of material.
Did you
Yeah.
ask any of those?
I listened to like 4 podcasts of him, and I put a lot of thought, and I was worried about this. You know, like I was a little bit nervous because I thought there's a good chance it's going to be, who the fuck are you and why are you talking to me? And we clicked and we connected and we had a really like legitimate, real conversation that was just exceeded all of my expectations. Like when it was over, I felt like I haven't had a conversation with someone that good in a long time. And didn't ask him any of the things. We didn't. I was like, at the end, I was like, I feel bad. We haven't talked about Western States 2010. I didn't ask you about your training plan. I didn't ask you about your nutrition. He's like, fuck all that. I don't want to talk about that, But we talked about our moms dying. We talked about books and philosophy and literature, physics, and just like all kinds of just life, Dustin.
I know one of the things that you always, when I'm listening to you and I'm on the trail, because like I'm zoning out and I'm kind of meditating, but I'm listening to you guys. A lot of times I'll hear you say like, hey, this is supposed to be a runner's podcast, or I know this is supposed to be a runner's podcast because you guys go off on tangents or deltas or whatever. But I got to tell you, like for somebody who listens to TJM, that's one of my favorite parts, to get to know the freaking person, at least on the long runs anyways. I enjoy it on the side. Like, matter of fact, Rachel, there was a discussion between Rachel and Holly, and this was like last fall, where he talked about like, look, man, if you ain't feeling it, just drop and shit like that. And you guys kind of went deep on it. And I'm telling you, like, that's talking about running, but then with the long runs where people are talking about their personal lives, like, I think it's awesome, man. Because it'll either apply to me either symmetrically or asymmetrically. Whether they're a cancer survivor or whether they're some other kind of thing, it relates. It just relates. And so it's good. And I'm glad that you or nobody else curb tails it or cuts it off too short and lets it just fucking go. And if it's like 3 hour or 4 hour or God help us, a 5 hour fucking podcast, then guess what, man? You didn't pay anything for it. Don't fucking listen to it, or fast forward, So
And me and him went like 1:45, and I said, I gotta let you go. I know this has been long. He goes, yeah, this is really long. I have no idea. 1:45, that's a short one, But we went deep fast, Then his mom had just died, and we got deep fast. So
not as deep as Adam and I when we drove 12, 10, whatever the fuck hours it was from freaking Arrowhead, because that sucked balls. That fucking race sucks balls. I mean, all of it. This guy's a stud, though. I was like, fuck this.
Well, I'm putting out Cassie Kotke tomorrow, so that will have been last week when people see this, and then next week will be Paul Peterson, St. Paul he played in the Time. He played for Prince. He played for Steve Miller Band. Peter Frampton. He went on tour with Peter Frampton. When I asked him, so what happened is we were doing like pre-interview, and he was actually playing his guitar and like singing stuff to me and stuff. It was a very strange moment. Think about this. So here's this rock star that I've been a fan of my whole life, right? Go ahead, Adam.
So he's like serenading you?
No, just more like in the background, like strumming on his guitar and like he answered some question and like sang out some words. It was just like he was in his studio,
So he's serenading you.
Not serenading me. No.
That's kind of serenading you, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. Holly doesn't even know who the fuck Steve Miller Band is, but.
Oh, she for sure knows. She's done some serious drinking. She knows Steve Miller Band.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
So but yeah, it kind of sounds like what you would do on a date if you were a musician.
It was more like we were talking, and he's like, and I said something about, I don't remember what I said, and he like played like 3 licks on his guitar and like belted something out, and I was just like it was just kind of.
This chord reminds me of you. Ching, 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 ching.
No. It was more like I said something, and then kind of like when I called Amy McCall today, and I was like, Amy, and I went, Amy, what you want to do? And she's like, yeah, I haven't heard that before. But I mean, I wasn't serenading her. I was just using her name as a song.
I feel like that's different.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think Rachel's trying to say you got picked up on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, he's married. He's got kids. So we'll go.
For what?
Back to the story.
He's your side.
So we started talking, and I didn't record it until he started to get into the story of how he got into running. So there's like a beginning part that was left out that included some like just like mentioning some strange. It was a really weird because it was like the day after the fucking corona, right? So like the whole world is changing incrementally over like a 3-day period, and then I'm texting with this guy like to set up this show, and then we're talking, and then now I'm talking to this person that I looked up to when I was a little kid. Anyway, his interview starts with Kenny Loggins convinced him to go running one day while they were on tour.
Fucking Kenny Loggins.
That was how he started.
Oh.
Yeah. So like Kenny Loggins said, we're going running tomorrow. He's like, all right, I'll go running with you.
Holly, do you know Kenny Loggins?
He does.
The new fucking Top Gun's coming out, baby. You better get to know freaking Kenny Loggins, man. A little Danger Zone, man.
Caddyshack, Top Gun. He's done all the movies.
So I asked him, I'm like, what year was this around? He goes, what year? I goes, I don't know, year. And I'm like, was it before or after the Danger Zone? After the Danger Zone.
Right, exactly.
And Kelly McGillis with her freaking hair like that. I mean, how hot was that haircut back then, man? All the chicks were wearing their hair like that, man.
He was so fucking hot, but she did not age well.
No.
She's just not age well.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by
Sounds
that?
like there's some objectification going on now.
Look her up at the Googles. She does not look good in her old age, but she was so fucking hot in Top Gun. Maybe it's because I was 12, but I don't know.
I mean,
How dare you objectify women like that?
again,
What? Like she
But I
was
can't
when I was
ask
12, and I was
Anton
when
why
I'm
he's so
45.
hot.
I mean, she got fucking old. She's like probably 70.
Okay, Holly, let me break it down for you, okay? Because I got 4 fucking kids, okay? And one of them is a teenager, male, okay? He's 12 years old, spank, bank material, okay? You got it? Okay, let's go. Move on.
I mean, they're all run, whack, nap. When you're 12.
Exactly.
at age 12, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Fist of Fury, man.
Now
you
it's
know.
more like play video game, whack, play video game.
Atari 2600, whack.
So how's the video game status of everybody right now? So I play with Aaron every like week, once a week we play baseball. He practices all week. He brags about how much better he is. And then I beat him. And then he gets mad, and then I don't talk to him again for a week.
Nice.
And then I found a game called No Man's Sky, where you're like a outer space guy exploring planets. And I don't know why, but I like that late night after Kyla falls asleep on the couch. I go fly around in my spaceship.
I've been playing some golf,
Nice.
which I've greatly improved on. I'm still a ways to go, but I did have a round under par recently.
Nice.
Won a like a Q School or something tournament, some bullshit tournament like web.com or something. You got to play like up to get to the PGA Tour in the game. And I won a tournament. So I'm moving on up to the PGA Tour now and kicking some ass, making some money.
Nice.
Rachel?
Not really, but
Our whole family has been getting into Hearthstone, which is a card game based on the World of Warcraft universe. So like everybody in my family's playing it. They just released a new edition with a Demon Hunter, and we're all really mad because the Demon Hunters are like fucking unstoppable. And you have to pay some money to like get cards that are powerful, and yeah, so we're just grinding in that game and trying
Okay,
to.
now, in this moment, there
Yeah.
is a person that listens to this podcast that just became sexually attracted to Rachel for the first time.
oh, for sure. Fucking-
Like, she talked about the
Demon Hunter.
It's like, wait a second. Who is this Rachel? I need to see a picture.
Jesus Christ.
We're also, my husband and I are also playing this old game called Alien Nation, and we really love it. So we've
And
been.
then she follows up with my husband, and
My husband and I have been also playing Alien Nation. Yes. So
But somebody's done with their run, and
What's
they're not ready to nap, and they're thinking about Rachel at this point.
shut your mouth. Hearthstone. They should be thinking about beating the fucking Demon Hunter in Hearthstone.
So on
Make it worse, Rachel. Make it worse.
like Hearthstone, when you're playing Hearthstone, like if I were to go download Hearthstone, could I like join your team?
No, I could play you. I could play against you. It's one person. You have a deck of cards, and these cards like play against the other cards. It's
So you're
one-
playing cards on the computer?
Yes.
Like
Like
Dungeons
Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. It's like a card, or Magic the Gathering. It's like a card game on the computer.
So did you play Magic the Gathering?
Brian did. I never did.
I don't even know what any of this stuff is.
yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Holly's too busy freaking. Holly's too busy grooming her cat, so she ain't even doing video games. So we're good
Holly's
there.
tired.
Rachel, were you a D&D person like at the park when you were in high school?
Oh fuck no! My parents would have like thrown me out of the house. That's like evil
I did,
magic.
like, one time with this like strange group of people that I knew, and like I was like, what the like they were like actually hitting each other with shit, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I never went again.
Rachel was playing a game called Jesus and Mary, you know?
Yeah, it's Jesus and the 12 disciples. Like if you're hanging out with a boy, you got to leave room for the 12 disciples between you and the boy. That's what I was concerned with in high school.
That sounds like a train.
And making sure that skirt is at the kneecap too.
Yeah,
or,
pretty
like-
much. No,
Okay.
if you're real, it's got to be like at least you can't have it more than 12 inches above your foot.
Call me crazy, but I bet you got like ruler fucking scars on your lower legs or some shit. Because you probably had your shit doing that. Yeah.
No.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do any of us care that it's going to be Easter on Sunday?
Wait, what?
Unless you go to Walmart, nobody knows. Because who the fuck's got Easter decorations up, you know?
Yeah, and you can't go to church.
I mean,
So,
I don't care.
Even
that
if it was really important to you.
I'm just really
Yeah.
You know, you can in 7 states.
You could have Zoom church, like 999 people per call.
Zurch.
That's true.
I mean, that's so people are saying I can't go to church is bullshit.
bullshit.
I do think it's got to be really hard for people who are religious to not be able to go to church right now.
You know who else it's hard for? The AA guys.
There's no church.
Yeah, it's hard. Like these are your people. The reason
Rachel, is
that
your
you're
mom going to church?
what's that?
Your mom's not going to church?
No.
My mom's not either.
It's hard for
know.
everyone not to do whatever you want to do socially, whether it's church or running or playing
Sex.
chess or quilting.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Sex.
Why is it, I mean, in the city,
I
it's
just wanna
pretty hard
say
go
none-
running?
None of you people sent Rachel toilet paper yet either. I thought I was gonna go to the office. There's gonna be like 50 packages of toilet paper there.
Hey,
It's
dude,
Turns out toilet paper is really not essential. You just wash your butt.
you can be a Muslim, man. You use your hand, use this hand. You know, that's how it works. Got a bowl of water. Boom, done.
No.
What were you going to say, Holly? Because I got something for freaking Scotty real quick.
It's hard to run. You were asking me why it's hard to run long in the city.
Well, I mean, is it just really hard just to get out in the city, period? Or
Well,
There's
they're just
people everywhere.
encouraging you
Really?
not to be outside for anything that's like not essential. So like if it's essential, you can go outside. They want you to exercise, but like the mayor said a 5K is too long. So it
but
just
are cops like issuing citations and shit?
no one's
Well,
like
and
pulling you
they're
over.
issuing not to runners, but they've been issuing citation to people for sure.
Yeah. If you're trying to get on the lakefront or if you're in a group of people, they will ticket you.
Oh, we had a conversation. I don't know if it was last week or this week or what, but like I was like Holly and Scott were chatting about how like they feel bad, like how they intro of the show, like if they go for more than an hour, like they're outside. And I'm like, well, that seems like weird to me. Like, why are you worried about being outside for an hour, you know? And then I thought about it and I was like, if you're in a big city like Chicago, I think the city of Chicago has like what, little over 2 million people inside the city.
Yeah,
And
I
the
don't know.
traffic like area space, like, you know, is the same as where I am in the burbs, right? And my space in the burbs probably is like 50,000 people in the same geographic area. So I was thinking about it and I thought, fuck, you know, like there's a lot of fucking people. Like Rachel's right downtown. Like if you go out your door and everybody's like, well, I'm just gonna go for my run. There's a lot of people outside.
Yeah.
And here, the people who run, if they all go for the run, there's not a lot of people outside because our population density is so much lower than you guys in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like me, I'm definitely a country bumpkin, you know what I mean? Or I get to go on base, and that's one of the nice things, too, because not everybody can get onto a military installation, which they just said starting tomorrow, everybody's got to wear a face mask now. Otherwise, your ass is not getting on base. But what I wanted to tell you, though, Scotty, was that whatever episode it was where you only have 28 rounds or 24 fucking rounds, a 9 mil or whatever, I was going to send you a box of ammo, but you can't send it in the goddamn post office or whatever. And then UPS has restrictions. And then I just said, fuck it, man. I was just like,
you can't send it to Illinois. There's a lot of places where you can, like in Wisconsin, you can mail order ammo.
oh, is it? I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to do it just because I thought it'd be a funny gag, you know? Like
I got 500 more, so I'm at 525. So once I have to kill 524 people, then I got a problem. But I mean,
well, you know,
that's a lot of people.
You can never have too much ammo, man. Take it from this Marine, man. I'm telling you right now. You can
So
never have
far,
too
I'm
much
at
ammo.
0. So the colonel said I'm good. So as long as
He did.
yeah, he liked my provisions. He said I'm.
Is the colonel in the Army? Air Force. He's Air Force, right?
Yeah, he hasn't gotten into enough firefights then.
Flies helicopters, I think, right?
No, he's in charge of all the helicopters.
Yeah, he's in charge of all the helicopters.
He's
Yeah,
the
he
helicopter.
would be on-
Right, Dustin? You
What's
got out.
that?
You were colonel when you got out, right?
No, Major.
Major. Okay.
Major. Yeah. Because I started off enlisted and I did about 5.5 years. I got a meritorious commission. What they call a Mustang in the Marine Corps.
I think the colonel's going to be mad at us because we don't know. I think he's in the Air Force.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Almost positive Air Force colonel.
Is a major above a colonel or below?
Right below.
So it's an 04, and then a colonel will be an 06. So 2 levels up or whatever.
So it's major.
Like my nemesis Cinda Brown, she was a commander in the Navy, so she's an 05. So like when we were driving in Wyoming in the van, Liza threatened that she had to separate us because freaking she was in one seat in front of me or whatever. And it was just like, oh.
So she's your commanding officer, right? Because she's
Fuck
all
that shit, man. No, because she was Navy and all the other shit, you know, and it just was.
But if you were on a Navy vessel, she would be your boss, right? You have to do whatever she did, right?
No, fuck no, dude. Marine Corps has its own berthing on
Plus,
it.
she could probably kick his ass too.
Please.
Cinda Brown, she'd take him down to Chinatown.
Please.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So here's what the colonel says. It says, Colonel USAF, Commander JSOACC.
Yeah, so that's JSOC. So he's special operations. So it's all like the whirlybirds. So if you saw like Black Hawk Down and shit like that, so you either have the Kiowas, which are those little whirlybirds you see all the time with the
No, he said the Osprey.
Oh shit! If he's
Oh
flying
yeah,
Oscar,
the helicopter that turns into an airplane.
When
Yes.
you're talking to the Marine Corps, man, that's who the fuck did the urgent needs statement for that? Us. Come on, Air Force has jumped on board because it can get cheaper, per copy, the more you order,
So they're just another ride for you guys, right?
Air Force, we don't usually get rides from Air Force.
Not at
so
all?
the Marine Corps is the only branch of service. I don't know if you know this. The Marine Corps is the only branch of service that the president can send into battle, can send overseas for 30 days without a declaration of war from Congress. He doesn't need a fucking approval from anybody. And the thing is, the Marine Corps has its own Air Force. It has its own, we have our own logistics. So we have to self-support ourselves on our backs for 30 days. Then we have maritime prepositioning ships, MPFs. Right now, as we speak, one in the Indian Ocean, one in the Atlantic, one in the Pacific. They give us another 90 days of supplies. I'm talking these big, huge oil tanker-looking things that have nothing but beans, bullets, and bandages, man. I mean, it's crazy.
The Colonel's gonna chime in on all this, by the way, because the one thing about the Colonel, he knows every fucking thing we do. Like, I posted that race, I got a message from the Colonel. Great, that looks cool. I don't know where he is. He's not on Facebook. Like, me and Adam go running in the woods, and he's like, I saw you and Adam were running by the blah blah. He knows. He's like watching.
Well, he can walk away. But I will say this though, I don't know him from Adam, but I got nothing but love and respect. I mean, all sister service rivalry aside, when you're all downrange, you're all on the same fucking team. It doesn't. Really matter.
You'd like the Colonel. He's a good dude.
I will tell you this: when we liberated Kandahar in Afghanistan back in 2001, JSOC was the only, besides Marine air assets, were the only ones that would fly into that area because we had SAM sites and shit around us. So,
Colonel might be one of the top 10 coolest human beings. Like, not cool like as in like, oh my God, you're so cool, but just cool like as in nothing phases him. He's just like.
That's because he hasn't seen Holly take a dump out in freaking Javelina. You know what I mean?
He's locked in.
He's locked in. He's probably watching that shit on satellite.
Yeah.
He's
probably hacked in on the Zoom right now.
Yeah, probably. Oh my God.
Hey, Colonel.
See, the thing that I think that's really funny, Scotty, is that you call him Colonel.
You just call him the Colonel.
The Colonel. He's the Colonel.
Because if he's in the Air Force, I guarantee you he's got a handle or a call sign of some sort, and that's what I would end up calling him or whatever. I wouldn't call him Colonel.
Well, we need to know that.
Wow. It's not on the paper.
Colonel.
He did the world's longest turkey trot with us, and that's how we. I mean, we knew he was a patron, and we knew of him, and he sent us the flags and stuff. But then he came and did the turkey trot with us, and
but on the certificate for the flag, he doesn't have his call sign on there by any chance.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm texting him right now, but I'll look on the thing.
I'm
He's a
asking,
quick
what's it
text.
called?
He's
So
like
then,
He's
instead
like
of being-
24/7. He texts you back.
Why don't we have a group chat, like text?
Yeah.
Why
I
are
wanna
why is Scotty and the Colonel?
There's no call sign.
You know what I was thinking about when you guys were talking about your
He's just a motherfucking colonel. That's what he is.
Yeah, like your backyard barbecue run or whatever was at camp. They had like a smaller version of that, and Scotty Mills, who was also Air Force, he fucking ran like, I couldn't believe how long he went for each loop and getting on the starting line and going.
He's finished Western States like 20 times.
Right, yeah, 20. He was the race director for San Diego 100 up until
Yeah.
a year or two ago. Yeah,
Nope.
so yeah.
My nose is sunburned.
It's probably those freaking John Travolta
Shiny.
glasses that you were
Looks-
wearing earlier.
They look shiny to you.
You need
I
to,
wore-
maybe you need to do a home mask. Maybe it's just a little greasy.
No, I
I
just got out of the shower because I ran before this.
Maybe you've been touching your face too much.
Yeah, but you live in the city though, man. I mean, you live in a scary part of the city. Like, you need a gun to live where you live.
Well, what's great is that like I have this it's like a 1.2 mile loop that's in the Illinois Institute of Technology campus, and there's never any. There's like two people there, maybe one person there. Like I never see people, so it's kind of nice, and it's got like classic Mies van der Rohe architecture, and and there's a security guard on each end of it, so you kind of feel like you're just covered, And I've been running there an awful, except for that one really nice day. It was like 81 here one day. But like, for example, today I saw 0 people there, So that's kind of nice. And I'm going to try to run earlier in the morning too. like especially this weekend, because I think that's another part of it is I've been running at the middle of the day, and then I started thinking about what's going on with the stocks, what's going on with the law, what's going, and then I'm like, I gotta get back home. But if I went early morning, I don't think it would be an issue.
I don't do any of that. I don't ever think of any of that stuff like while I'm running. It's interesting. Like it's like running is the time where I don't think about any of the crap going on. I just go do my run and I think about running. Just I mean, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying it's just interesting how we think about different stuff.
Well, I mean, we have different jobs. I have 125 people that are going through the hardest, most complicated thing in their life and their business and their employees, and or might go to jail or might lose their company or they're in a lawsuit. Like I have 125 of those people, and they're all contacting me.
But like, I see what you're saying, Adam. Like you, Scott, like you have a job and employees, and Adam, like you have children and a family. Like I don't have either of those things, but like for some reason, like I can't not get the run, like some of this shit out of my head when I run too. It's just
like I'm getting up in the morning and I'm waking people up and I'm saying, hey, you got to do X, Y, Z. And then I, like for my 12-year-old, just getting to go take a fucking shower sometimes is a pain in the ass. Like you got to take a shower, you got to like eat, you got to do English. And then I go do my run and then I come back and it's like, okay, you have to take a shower, you have to do English, and you have to do math, because he didn't do the first two things, it's like,
I'll get out there in the middle of my run and I'll be like 6 or 7 miles in. I'll be like, I'll get maybe too close to somebody, or I'll just like look at something or a couple people next to each other. And I'm like, I shouldn't be out here. Shit. I should go back inside. And
I think the same thing. Like I go out for my run when it's just me and Blaine and it's like 6 a.m. It's kind of nice because there's usually not a whole lot of people, but there's like if I'm out with Imogen, it's just this constant idea of like, if she was cooped up inside and we didn't leave our house for a month, we'd go fucking crazy. So we have to get outside at some point in time. But there's people everywhere around our house. We just have to stay like 6 feet away. So I'm constantly like, go right, go right, go right, go left, go left, go right, go right.
It's like playing Frogger.
And I'm scared. I'm like scared the whole run. Like, what's gonna happen?
So it's more stressful than it is like, like de-stressing, which it was like, that's what running is for me most of the time, is something that relaxes me. But now it's just like, it almost gives me more anxiety to be out there and running to people. And I see someone, so I cross the street or get in the road, and then they get the road because they saw me. And so I get back on the sidewalk and then there's another fucking person. So I just, it's just.
And you get in the elevator and you push that button that like thousands.
500 people have pushed.
You got to push it with your elbow.
I do everything with my elbows these days.
Are you wearing the rubber gloves? Like
no,
to the elevator?
No gloves. No, just elbow or wash your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all going to the grocery store once a week.
I'm not.
No,
Brian's getting groceries for like 3 weeks at a time. We're like set for like 3 weeks for groceries.
I mean, for us, we have 5 people. I have 2 teenage boys. Like I have 2 refrigerators, okay, and 2 freezers. If I go to the grocery store and fill them as max possible, that lasts us max 7-8 days.
Can they like
have to go
tone it down a bit?
No, that's not possible.
No, Dustin's got his hand up.
No, I was just going to say that I live in a subdivision, and there's a couple other subdivisions. And so during the week, it's hard for me to get out to the trail or whatever. So I'll do my miles on the road. I can't get lost when I'm on the road or doing road running or whatever. When I'm on the trail, I can. And I have those Trex Air type headphones, so I can still hear what's going on around me in case a car might hit me or some shit like that. But I'm almost all the time I'm listening to TJM. But so I think for me, it depends on what the situation is, where like last week I ran 7 miles on the road. I was still pissed off. So I went shooting the next day, and I thought shooting a lot of times gets me in a meditative state, and I was still pissed off. So I don't know. I think it really kind of, these are everybody keeps saying unprecedented times. And I think it's getting overused, but it's just extraordinary times, man.
Too fucked for Adam.
Too fucks for Adam.
So are you on the weekends, are you getting to the trail? Are you driving there?
Yeah.
See, like, that's something I'm struggling with right now because we're like told, like, you shouldn't be going anywhere in a car unless you absolutely fucking need to.
Why is that? I'm curious.
Well, you're supposed to be able to exercise, though.
No, yes, but like at the same time, like, okay, so here's why. Because, for example, say I want to go to the Badger Trail this weekend, which I do really, really want to so much.
So
I'm dying to get on a trail, but I'm coming from Chicago, which is like a hot spot, and I'm traveling out to Orangeville. And say I go to the gas station, I pump gas, and I contaminate, or I stop on the side of the road, or I get into an accident, and then there's just things that can happen that would possibly increase other people's exposure.
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I'm an OCD guy, and you're fucking overthinking it, man.
No, I'm not, because let me just say, like, I just touched my nose. So like you think I'm overthinking it, but like it's very easy to spread this thing around, especially if you're all using the same gas station or touching the same thing at the, like I just think it's just not worth it for me right now to drive somewhere and possibly spread this thing farther. Like, do I have it? Probably not, because I'm not showing any symptoms, but like that doesn't make me immune. Or like, what if I were to catch it while I'm traveling and then bring it back to my clinic and then treat my patients? I'm spreading it even more. And so that's like another reason why it would be irresponsible for me to continue to like go do that.
So
But I would tell
Adam and then me.
Sorry.
So I think you're overthinking it a little bit. I mean, I think, let's say you don't want to take it to the Badger State Trail, which is far away from your house, but like, I don't see why you can't drive out to Swallow Cliff and run there. I mean, everybody from Chicago is going there anyways. I mean, you're not spreading anything that's not new to your area to that trail. Also, like, let's say you want to drive an hour to Blackwell and go do hiking on the Garbage Hill. Like, there's no reason you can't run on that, or you want to go do miles on the IPP or whatever. I mean, you're not spreading anything new that people aren't taking on the Metro to Chicago and back every day from the suburbs. Like, there's no reason you can't drive, in my opinion, to the suburbs. I can understand, like, taking it to a rural area like Orangeville from Chicago. I can understand that, but like, I don't understand why you feel like you can't drive to the DPRT and do the, Des Plaines River Trail or the Blackwell Forest, or Swallow Cliffs or I don't see why, like, once you're in the Cook County, you're in Cook County. Like, go anywhere you want in Cook County.
Okay. So my take on this, I agree with you about like going to the Orangeville or traveling long distances. Like, now is not like, and it's not just so much as you're going to contaminate someone in Orangeville, which could happen. You could be sick from the last patient you had today and carrying the fucking thing right now. You don't know. But, and if you go to Orangeville, it's a small group of people that spend a lot of time together. And it's every gas station you stop at, every ATM you go to, everything you do on the way there and on the way back. It's like like they say, pretend like you have the disease, right? If you were sick right now with the coronavirus, it would be unthinkable to say, oh, why don't I go up to Wisconsin and run on the trip? You would be like, I have the coronavirus, I'm going in the fucking back room and I'm staying in my house and I'm not leaving because I'm sick, right? But then in terms of the, just let me finish, in terms of the going to the trail, like going to IPP or something, the way I look at that is I could do that. But what if everybody does that? Like, and this is kind of like what happened in Colorado. This is what happened in Arizona. This is what happened in LA. This is why they closed the Lakefront Trail. This is why they closed the parks. This is why they will close the forest preserve someday. If all of us go to the fucking IPP, well, then that's bad, So I mean, and I'm not saying that I'm necessarily going to contaminate someone. I'm just saying I'm just going to stay home. Yeah. I'm just going to run an hour at home. I mean, and I'm not saying that you should or anybody else should, but that's what I'm thinking. What if everything I do, I think, what if everybody did this,
Yeah.
Yeah, but at what point, though, as a fucking American citizen, does your freedom end and it begins?
That's okay.
No. Listen, if you're sick and you're fucking going out and you know you're sick, okay, that's totally different. You know you got AIDS and you're still fucking people and you're not protected. Hey, that's fucked up, you know? But it's a whole nother thing to be like, hey, I'm taking precautions. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do it smartly, not with just throwing caution to the fucking wind and stuff like that. Kind of like what like Adam was saying. Does it make sense to go hours and hours away? And I don't know the distance for you from, I think it's like, what, 2.5 hours? Yeah. You know, maybe that is a little bit too far or whatever. But what I'm saying, though, is that your chances of dying in a fucking car wreck is greater than you fucking dying of coronavirus.
But I'm not just worried about me. Okay, like I said, you know, like I could give it to, what if I got it while I'm traveling and then I give it to all my patients next week?
But what is the intent? Your intent isn't, you're not trying to do that or whatever.
I know, but the virus doesn't care like what I'm trying to do.
But intent does mean something. From a guy who's gone downrange in every fucking continent except for Antarctica, and basically done things like this where we corral people and keep them from their freedoms and tell them they can't do this or they can't fucking do that or whatever.
Did you have a pandemic going on at that time?
Absolutely. Dirty water because they can't get access to clean water. They don't have fucking footwear, so they got worms going under their feet and they're getting crazy shit. I mean, yeah, I'm telling you. You know, it's like we're not even from their country. We're not even from their fucking continent, and we're forcing shit upon them. It kind of sucks, you know. And I'm just saying, like, there's a fine line between. I mean, I'm not saying that we can just be open borders nationwide, coast to coast, or whatever. Obviously, a metropolitan area is going to have different issues or different things that you have to plan for, like look at New York and shit like that, compared to a country bumpkin area like me or whatever, where our population is a lot less. I mean, you know, you got to take that shit into consideration. But making you, like you, Rachel, you have 2 kids, right?
1.
Oh, 1. And I know, Adam, you got 3, and I got 4. To keep them in a fucking house, and I'm homeschooling, and like, I'm telling you right now, you're out of your fucking mind, governor, president, whatever freaking political official. If you think that I'm going to stay in the same freaking roof, and I can't imagine for you, Rachel, being in a freaking condo, like, fuck that shit, you know?
Let Rachel talk. What, Rachel?
Sorry.
So I was going to say, I would totally be 100% with you, Dustin, if that was, like, if we were being forced to stay inside. But I think all of us, it's our choice. It's like our choice to behave this way, just considering all the factors, like risk management. We're all like considering risk management.
Is Holly having a choice right now, or is Holly being influenced to the point where she doesn't have a choice and she doesn't have the freedom?
No, I think I have a choice. I'm just like thinking of the pros and cons and what's moral of me and what's ethical of me and what I stand by, and I'm making a decision based upon that.
And risk management, like managing the risk. Managing the risk of exposure versus the risk of going crazy because you're stuck inside.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both what Dustin and Rachel's saying. Like, it's a risk management issue. Like, if I was a corporation and I was doing risk management, I would, you know, mitigate damages, right? Like, try to reduce risk.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, how oppressive is it to close the lakefront path? I mean, Scott's been in Chicago for what, 20 plus years? How many times has the lakefront path ever been closed in 20 plus years?
Oh, never.
Yeah.
I mean, but in their defense, how many times have they turned McCormick Place into a 3,000 person emergency hospital because there's a lot of people dying? You know,
never. Right. Oh,
it's
yeah.
unprecedented time, but and I don't think it needed to be closed. I think that we caused that.
Yeah.
By not just saying I'm going to go run my 3 miles, but instead everybody got their marathon groups together, and and the next thing you know.
Adam, what were you going to say? Finish your thought.
So I think like if you look at all, I mean, not to get technical, but if you look at all the numbers, we've social distanced better than the government predicted we were going to do as a nation.
Yeah.
The numbers keep reducing like crazy. Like the projections that we thought we were going to need for ventilators and et cetera is way less than the projections at this point, because we actually did a better job as citizens of America than they expected us to. But I think at the same time, like Dustin's point, like at some point, like America's got to open again. You just can't keep us closed, and we have to, again, kind of a combination of Rachel and Dustin here. Like risk management, like you can't collapse the economy to a Great Depression or another Great Depression because this can affect us. I mean, I think it's a combination. Like it's just complicated, but like you can shut everything down and social distance for a short period. It is a short-term solution, but eventually you have to open it back up again. And I think that's coming sooner rather than later. And I think that's going to be problematic going forward because we're going to spike again. But we've now, I think the reason we shut down the way we did was because we were not fucking prepared.
Right.
We didn't have ventilators. We didn't have medicine. We didn't have fucking masks. We didn't have shit. And now
we didn't have tests.
We didn't have tests. We didn't have shit. And now we have all that stuff. And you got to open it back up. And you got to realize, like, when we do open it back up, the shit's going to spike again.
Yeah.
But we're prepared.
Well, I think all the viewpoints are within what I would call the Overton window, and I don't think that anybody's crazy for thinking or feeling the way they do. The only thing that's got to be layered on top of this that everybody except Holly doesn't have to deal with is that if Rachel fucks it up, she hurts her family. If Adam fucks it up, he hurts his family. If Rachel fucks it up, she hurts hundreds and hundreds of strangers, you know? And I think
Holly.
I'm sorry, Holly, yeah. So, I mean, I think that there's like another layer that makes her analysis more complicated, but I think we're all doing the best we can. And I think that the people that say we should open it up tomorrow and the people that say we need to fucking shut it down even more, everybody's got a point, you know?
Yeah.
I just talking to people in France, talking to people in Italy, talking to people in America, it just seems like there's this pattern that happens. And then eventually you get to the point where you start losing all of your choices because everybody fucking blows it, you know? And I don't think that running in your neighborhood or running the backyard or trying to run the lakefront or, you know, maybe even going to the woods once in a while, I don't think that fucks it all up. But I think that if me and, you know, and here's something that the listeners should know, with the exception of Adam, who lives almost in another country, me and Rachel and Holly could get together and run. Like we could, if anybody in the world could get together easily and run 6 feet apart, I mean, it's probably me and Rachel. First, me and Rachel could run to each other, you know?
Yeah.
And we haven't done that yet.
No.
You know? And there's a lot of people out there that are saying, let's all get together and we'll all stay 6 feet apart, you know? And then, you know, that's probably not a good idea either, you know? Because it's still gathering, you know?
Yeah.
And I think after another month, then I'll be more in the what the fuck, when are we going to get back to, you know, but I think it's getting better.
Yeah, I think we've done a good job of staying apart. I mean, as a Chicago specifically, we just, our numbers seem lower than other highly densely populated areas, and I'm kind of proud of us for that.
And us individually, we haven't gotten together either. Like I thought for sure maybe Holly's going to sneak over here and watch movies at night, or, you know, like drink Prosecco and have a s'more party, you know, but I think,
without marshmallows.
No, I like.
That's how the marshmallows came up. Adam's like, I don't like marshmallows.
I like marshmallows.
You could drink beer and burn shit. You don't need to have marshmallows.
But I do think that Adam's right though, that you're going to have a spike. Like eventually, sooner or later, it's going to end up touching literally almost everybody.
I agree.
330 million Americans. You ain't getting through this bitch unscathed.
Well, so far so good, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys listened to that guy that had it, that Chris West Thomas. That was pretty good. I interviewed him. He's a Meet the Nation. Chris Thomas.
You put out so many podcasts I can't even keep up right now.
Yeah.
Well, Chris Thomas was the one that had the corona. And then I'm going to do Kelly Malley. Carrie, what's her name? The one that's friends with Sean Severson?
Oh, Calamari.
Calamari.
Calamari?
I'm going to do her. She's the person that puts you on the ventilator.
Calamari cannot be a real name.
Hold on.
That's like
That's
the
like a
appetizer. Food. Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
like
I have a question for everybody. I want to go around the room.
All right, round the room.
So for
Around the
the
horn.
quarantine, what's one thing you did that you didn't think you would do? And what's one thing you thought for sure you'd do that you didn't do?
During the
what's
quarantine time?
So
Let's
I'll
break
go
that
first.
down.
I'll go first.
No,
The
but
one
say your
thing
question.
I didn't think I'd do was like, stop wearing regular pants and only wearing leggings. But I swear I have not put on a regular pair of pants in like a month. I've just been wearing leggings this whole time. And the other thing I thought I would do, I thought I would clean my house. It's still a fucking mess. So one thing you didn't think would happen and one thing you thought would happen but didn't.
I thought I was going to run and read a lot. And I didn't. And I never in a million years thought that I would eat totally healthy and get my diet back in shape.
That's awesome.
Well, I thought that I would eat super healthy and lose a bunch of weight, and I've done the exact opposite. I've been making like chocolate chip cookies and banana bread. And
Hasn't sent any of them to us, by the way.
Right.
so weird for me because usually I eat pretty healthy anyways, and I've been not at all. Like just eat whatever. Like the other night I watched a movie and I ate a little like lunch bag of Fritos, Doritos, and potato chips during one movie.
Yum.
Yeah, like one of each. And,
That's the exact opposite, me and Adam on that.
yeah, so that's something I thought I would do and that I wouldn't do. And something I guess I have been doing is like I've been actually like going through stuff and cleaning things, and I don't normally like to do that. And I've been doing a little bit of that. So like I went through all of my dresser drawers and decided that I have like 50 fucking t-shirts from races and volunteering that I never worn and don't have any interest in. And then just made a bag, and now I can't even take them to Goodwill, which is super annoying.
Right.
So it's just a bag next to my dresser now. But
Holly?
I don't know. I'm with Adam. Like I don't eat I'm trying to eat well, but like I'm obsessing about it a little bit more than I'd like to. Like I'm worried about, like, for example, tonight I had half a slice of banana bread for dinner because I didn't run today and I don't want to like gain any weight. Like I'm scared that I'm going to go off the deep end and eat too much and get fat over this. So I'm maybe getting.
so that's not healthy.
What?
That sounds not healthy.
Right. I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
This is what you're asking me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, I'm not really hungry because I didn't really do too much today and I rested because my foot hurts. But I don't know. That's probably something that I didn't think would be a problem. And then something that I thought I would do, but I didn't. What was the other half of this?
Like something that you did do that you didn't think you would do.
I don't know.
Like, are you still wearing makeup?
Yeah, but only when I go to work.
Okay.
But like
I
next
haven't
week,
put on makeup for like a month either.
Or like next week, like Monday through, like starting Saturday to next Sunday, I probably won't wear deodorant at all.
Nice.
I never thought that would ever happen.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not good. Some of this stuff.
Dustin?
I would say that I thought I was going to be like with quarantine, and because we got our governor issued the same thing, shelter in place. So I thought, I'm going to have all this free time, and I've actually been busier than I ever have been, email and Zoom and everything else. And, we still have curbside pickup and dealing with the challenges that presents, and, and laying off people and just going through that, and then trying to hold the line and then having to lay off some more and stuff like that. And so there's stuff as an employer you have to do with the unemployment office when people file for unemployment too, and it's just a lot of paperwork, just a lot of shit. And so been a lot busier than I thought I would be. I thought it would have been the opposite, like Netflix and marshmallows and ice cream. Yeah.
All this exercising and running.
Yeah. I have, but I will say though, on the flip side of Actually, I got two things. And I know I want to share the one because I know for Scotty, because what his view on religion is, and we brought it up earlier. But my diet has got super clean. Like these beers that I drank is probably the most I've fallen off the fucking bandwagon. When you're talking to the Beer Army General, I mean, I'm a beer judge for Christ's sakes. I mean, I'm a certified beer judge, but I don't. I mean, like I am eating. I swear to God, I'm no sugar, no grain. And of course, that helps with my inflammation and shit like that. So, and I dropped, let me put it this way. I entered the Marine Corps in 1994 at 185 pounds. The other day, I weighed myself at 184 pounds and I'm 47 years old, So like holy fuck. But the other thing I wanted to say is because not being able to go to church and stuff, and I'm kind of, I'm not a churchy type person, like super religious, but I do believe in God and I go to church and, but not having that, but seeing how people have been acting even in our area, and we're a pretty big military community, so we're a mix of conservatives and maybe some liberals and stuff like that, but just seeing how people are acting in Walmart over toilet paper or whatever the fuck it is, and it's really got me questioning my faith a lot. And matter of fact, somebody from Band of Runners sent me this book. And this is like the fourth or fifth book, and they're all kind of like spiritual type books, but not like self-help books, but more like this is like Toltec. But I was reading Eckhart Tolle earlier, and then like Buddhist type shit and stuff like that, and just really kind of like looking at things and picking things apart and kind of looking at it from a bigger perspective, I guess. And I think that's where I was kind of aimed at, Holly, when I was talking to you earlier, like but your intent is not to do that, or whatever. Yeah. It's not about picking on you or anything like that. It's about, where's your heart at? What is, and so I don't want to say I've gotten more spiritual. I've just been investigating more and looking at other things. And it's like, guess what, man? Christianity ain't the one and all, and this is coming from a guy who's done time in Asia and done time in freaking other parts of the world, Muslim countries, and been a combat advisor for Muslims and stuff like that. And read the Quran, and it's just like, wow, there's even more than that, there's more than just Judaism. I can't even say it.
Well, everybody's got to hang in there. We're almost done. But for now, that's our show.
I'm done.
Cut.
That's it.
Done.
Teacher says,
fuck you, and fuck you.
And goodbye.
And Rachel, where's your coach at? Why aren't you doing fucking Leadville?
I know. So originally we had been planning to go to Jamaica during that week.
Baby making. I got it. Yeah.
So,
Baby.
but then the corona, and now I don't know. It's also like Kalamazoo family issues too. Might not make.
Probably still get you into Leadville.
It'd be interesting if I just went. I should just do it on a whim. See if any of your guys' coaching helped you at all.
Whoa.
You can come pace me, Rachel.
I could do that too. I've got.
My coaching doesn't help anybody, it's helping Dustin.
What's that?
I said if my coaching isn't helping me, it's helping Dustin.
Oh, yeah.
I do love listening to the episodes of the coaches, like Liza with Scott, and for each of you, and Joe, because I love Joe. He's so funny. And so
you didn't ask about Joe.
No, you did not.
Listen, I already
ask
texted,
about Liza.
When Sean Livingston's show came out, they did the online watching of it.
Did you say hi to Ellie for me?
Hey, will you please make sure you say hi to Ellie for me?
She's been looking good.
Looking good.
I did not say she's been looking good. I said she's a good-looking woman.
What's
There's
the
a difference.
difference?
Big fucking difference, man. It's like she's a good-looking woman. What are you talking about, man?
Whatever.
Oh, you're still behind by one. I'm at 2.
I didn't fart at all.
You were like
Zero.
rocket fart last week.
Which is crazy because I'm drinking beer and I always have to
You're
fart
at
when
2,
I drink
Molly?
beer.
2 peas. 2 peas.
2
I
feet.
have to pee again. Just one.
That's it. Scott.
Oh, Scott's out.
Okay,
See,
bye.